The heat has gone away here at Grayson County High School, but the heat around this matchup is still here. It's a battle between Cougars. On one side, the McLean County Cougars come in with back-to-back wins against their rivals in dominating fashion. On the other side, Grayson County defeated their rival week 1 and had a disappointing loss last week. District play comes closer, but it's time here for football. A good evening here and welcome to Grayson County High School for tonight's coverage of Cougar football on K105. Sam Gormley and the former Cougar quarterback Kaylor Decker with you. And Kaylor, last 2 times Grayson County's played McLean County. Last year, went into overtime. Phenomenal football game. The year prior, some quarterback threw for over 200, rushed for over 200, and had like 5 touchdowns or something like that. I don't know who that quarterback is forgetting a little bit, but something about this matchup brings out the best of both teams.
It does. I mean, I think it's a fight to use that name as the Cougars. And I think it's kind of a pride thing. Hey, we don't want to be the Cougars that lost. We want to be known as the Cougars that came out on top.
McLean County, really, really good team.
Yeah.
It's the 17th all-time matchup between these two teams. Grayson County leads the series 12-4. They had won 11 straight prior to last year. McLean County hadn't beaten Grayson County since 1980 and has only won once here at Grayson County High School. 8-1 is Grayson County in games played here in Leitchfield. Cougars, of course, getting ready to join that new district here in a couple of weeks. These are games that you got to get ready for that district of Bullitt Central, Moore, North Bullitt, and Seneca. Because when you look at those, Moore 2-0 on the season. North Bullitt had a big win against a Northern Kentucky team in Scott last week. Bullitt Central and Seneca haven't won yet, but you never know when that can. This is going to be a completely different district. McLean County on the other side, 2-0, dominated Ohio County and Muhlenberg County the past 2 weeks, combined 94-14. It doesn't matter who you're playing, Kaylor. 94-14 in 2 games, pretty darn good.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have really good execution on the offensive and defensive side of the ball to be able to put up that amount of points and limit other teams to that amount of points.
The Cougars have risen to Class 3A this year, join a new district, Hancock, Hopkins County, Trigg County, Union County, and Webster County. And what's interesting is their cross-district includes Hart County and Butler County, and the Cat's Paws, how they predict it, and if they end up right, it would be Butler County at McLean County in the playoffs. Now, again, a lot can change between now and then, but Kaylor, I would love to see a McLean County, Hart County, like district championship game. That would be unbelievable.
That would be the most physical game close to of the year
if
it does happen.
It would probably take about an hour to play it because both teams keep the ball on the ground. Coming up on our locker room show, we'll introduce you to both teams, talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones, give you the keys to victory. That comes up and more right here on K105.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-8338-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
How do you define success? Is it in the mastery of skills, in teamwork, in responsibility and self-discipline? Is it found through communication or through problem solving, innovation? Is it in the inches of small victories that lead down miles of self-discovery to a destination where potential and purpose meet? Prepared and confident, Grayson County Schools. Success is what you make it.
The governor has declared a state of emergency and evacuation.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School. Cougars and Cougars. Kaylor, I think the Cougars going to win.
I think you have a good chance of that.
Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you. McLean County, Brody Klein, the starting quarterback, 7 of 12 in the season, 75 yards and an interception, but it's the rushing attack for McLean County that we're going to have to talk about. 18 times for 97 yards and a touchdown was Klein this season on the ground. Klein struggled passing against Grayson County last year as the Grayson County Cougars held him to 1 of 9 for 24 yards and an interception. Aiden Bolden is the leading rusher. He had 16 carries for 214 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's averaging 13.4 yards a rush. That'll get it done.
Yes, I mean, every time you're touching the ball, it's a first down. Theoretically, you should win.
Elijah Baldwin, 16 carries for 128 yards and 3 touchdowns. Aiden Rice, who also could throw the ball, threw the ball 13 times last year, 10 times for 80 yards. Camden Walters and Will Searcy have all had more than 3 carries on the season as well. Haven't passed a lot, as we touched on. Houston H.B. Whitaker is one of their top targets. 1 catch for 46 yards. Aiden Rice has caught a pair of passes. Baldwin has grabbed 1 pass. Bolden has caught a pair of passes as well. We touched on their offense, 47 points a game. Last season, they averaged just about 29 points. They're going for 2 a lot as well, 8 of 13 on 2-point conversions this year. The defense has been just as good. Combined 14 points for the first 2 games of the season. Includes a shutout last week against Muhlenberg County. They have allowed only 37 total passing yards through the first 2 weeks. That's a little misleading. That's only 5 completions in 2 weeks that they've allowed. Ohio County and Muhlenberg County are 2 teams that don't pass a lot.
Yeah, I'm eager to see the amount of attempts that those teams even had.
12, I think, if my memory's right.
The sample size ain't huge.
Exactly. Rush defense, 145 yards combined through the first 2 games. Elijah Baldwin is the leading tackler. Grayson County looking to bounce back. We'll take a break. Introduce you to them after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected?
Here we go!
Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
The doctor said I had a 29% chance to find a blood stem cell donor. But I knew you were out there. And when we matched, it was the best day ever. Dear donor, your blood stem cells saved me from leukemia. Thank you forever and ever and ever.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at BeTheMatch.org.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
Cougar Football on K105.
Grayson County and McLean County just about 20 minutes away from kickoff. Sam and Kaylor are back here with you. Colby Chafin's the starting quarterback for Grayson. This season, 9 of 21 for 130 yards and a touchdown. A touchdown and 2 interceptions. Chafin's rushed 20 times for 89 yards, averaged nearly 7 yards a rush last week. And Kaylor, I think the biggest thing that impressed me the most about Colby last week was that, he threw the pick 6 early on, and you didn't notice it the rest of the game.
No, I mean, and that's been a huge question mark with him for me, is can he get past the mistakes he makes? Because
they're inevitable.
Yeah, I made them. It doesn't matter how good you are. NFL quarterbacks make them. But you notice the greatest quarterbacks to ever play, you didn't notice when they did make a mistake because the next drive they just threw another touchdown. They know that's part of the game, and Colby's, I think, is starting to realize that.
It's inevitable. And the quicker he learns that, the quicker, because he has all of the potential in the world to become a really, really good quarterback. And you can see, and you saw a couple of times last week, he had a couple of throws that you just go, wow.
Yeah, I mean, the arm talent he naturally has is, I've not seen that in a long time. Plus, he's got the size. He's 6'2". I wish he would put on a little more weight, but, other than that, you can't complain. He can run. He's deceptively fast. Those long legs are striders, and he has the tools there. He just has to mentally focus.
It also helps when you have a guy like Caden Hanshaw, leading rusher on the team, 33 rushes, 216 yards and a touchdown, averaging nearly 6.5 yards per rush. I know, talking with Coach Jones, Caden is questionable. Game time decision. He's been going through warm-ups.
I was down there. He was down there warming up with the offense, like first team. So I would say he's definitely good to go. I would say there might be a pitch count if it's necessary, but if they need him, they're going to play him.
But it will definitely be something that we keep an eye on. Jaron Van Meter, 8 carries for 40 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jaron averaging a touchdown every 2.7 times he touches the ball. That'll get it done.
That's not a bad stat.
Ethan Mudd back from injury this week fully. He had 3 carries for 12 yards against Edmondson, and in those 3 runs, they were really impressive, moving the ball. He had a great scrimmage. I think that'll be something that we keep an eye on how he can help Caden Hanshaw and Jaron in the backfield. Van Meter, the leading receiver on the year, 3 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown. Kenton Cornwell had 3 catches and 35 yards in the win against Edmondson. Gregson Chaffins has 1 catch on the year. Hanshaw's caught a couple of passes as well. Scoring offense, 17.5 per game last season, and through 2 games this year, averaging 17 points a game. The red zone has been the weakness for this team.
Yes.
Only 5 of 9. 55% is not going to get it done this season.
No, and if you notice, like in college or the NFL, it's called the money zone for a reason. That's where your points are, especially in the high school where kicking is a question mark, which Lane has done a really good job kicking this year, but still, it is not as guaranteed as getting the ball across the goal line.
You don't have Marshall County's kicker last week who was nailing them from I think in perfect conditions. He probably could have hit from 50, 55. I would imagine that. Defense for Grayson has been very up and down this year. 16.5 points per game this season. In the last 2 games against McLean, they've allowed 22 and 30, which is more than any other game in the series history. Again, a little misleading. McLean County been having a good couple of seasons as well. Rush defense, I don't really know the word to describe it. Pass defense
probably looks really good.
34 yards per game through the air, but only 12 attempts.
Exactly. So like, pass defense looks good, but
they haven't been tested either. Team has forced 4 turnovers on the year. Jaden Kinney had the huge interception last week against Marshall County that led to touchdown. Mason Carroll has recovered 2 fumbles. Weston Green has recovered 1. Caden Hanshaw has led the team with 19 tackles and a pair of tackles for a loss. Kenton Cornwell second on the team with 17 total tackles. Tackles for a loss have been a good thing for this Grayson County defense. 11 of them through the first 2 games of the season. Hanshaw, Green, and Matthew Phillips each have a pair. Lane Beasley, the starting kicker for Grayson County, and for a kid that has been kicking for 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
2 of 4 on extra points, and when he gets it off, it's gone through. It's just been the one, he's been blocked, and then he had one that just kind of went off the side of his foot against Edmondson.
I mean, that he'll get used to the timing of it as things go. I mean, because kicking is a very timing-based thing, and he'll get his steps down, but I've been most impressed with his kickoffs and how big of a leg he truly does have.
Brian Jones is head coach. We'll talk to him, get his thoughts on the matchup after this. It's Cougar Football on K105.
Some days are just better than others.
I think you should go talk to someone.
It's not that easy.
Have you been thinking about suicide? You can talk to me, Dad.
It's been a tough couple of months.
The governor has declared a state of emergency, and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors the storm. Move to the following counties that are fortunate.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
105.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Show here.
Welcome
on
back to the
K105.
Locker Room
Sam
Show.
Borman
Welcome back to
joined
the
now by the head coach of the Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. Coach, you were frustrated, disappointed. I'm not really sure the word to describe after the game last week. Did that feeling transition over after you got to rewatch it?
Yeah, because I think a lot of our issues are self-inflicted. So, that makes them correctable for sure. But it's frustrating to know, you lose a ball game by 6 points and have some mental mistakes and some breakdowns that really aren't forced upon you. When you lose a ball game and you walk off the field and you just say, that team's better than us, you can accept some of those things. But it's hard to accept a loss when you kind of forced it upon yourself. And don't get me wrong, they were huge, absolutely monsters up front. Running back was a good-sized kid that ran the ball extremely hard. I don't want to take anything away from Marshall County at all, but I think that had we played a little bit better, didn't dig a 14-point lead or hole, the pick six, couple of penalties, just some mental lapses, I think, really led to us, losing that ball game. And so that's difficult. Made for a long week this week.
You mentioned after the game that one of the things that you really wanted your team to improve on was situational football. How do you do that?
Well, we talk about it for one in film on Monday. It starts there. Try to replicate some and practice some situations, which is not always easy, but you try to do the best you can and replicate some of those situations. And you just continue to try to hammer them home. Some situations, it's hard to kind of really go about how you would handle them until you're in them. But, hopefully we'll be better on the mental aspect of the game this week, and some of those mental mistakes and mental errors that force some penalties and extended their drives and things like that. I'd like to see us be much better there.
You said before the Edmonson County game that one of the biggest keys for Colby was playing with confidence. What does that look like?
That first drive coming out of halftime, I feel like, he played with, really the whole second half. He played with a lot of confidence, I feel like. I was shocked to really kind of go back and stat the game that he only completed 3 passes, but, man, they were 3 huge ones. And then he had a couple of drops that were really, really good balls, some contested ones, but ones you'd like to see our guys come down with. And so I think he developed some comfortability. He still got some early game jitters that I'd like to see him get rid of, but I think every time he steps on the field, he gets a little bit better.
Your run defense has had some good moments this year, and it's had some moments that you probably wanted to improve on. Well, now you get a McLean County team who runs the ball just as good as probably any team you're going to find in this area. What does your run defense need to do against them?
Well, for one, they're going to do a lot of pulling guards and trying to get people out in front of runners. And so we got to get linebackers, number one, reading guards, and number two, playing downhill. A lot of lateral play last week. And then the third thing we got to do is we got to take on blockers. I felt like last week after watching the film back, sometimes we try to avoid a blocker, which just creates more space. So you got to take that blocker on at least half a man and really set an edge so that it's cutting back to your teammates and different things like that. And so those are some things that I've seen that we've got to be improved upon. Too much lateral movement, not playing downhill, not reading our keys, and then we just got to be more physical and take blockers on. And so hopefully we got better at that this week.
You mentioned after the game on Friday that McLean runs a defense that you do not like going up against, but there are things that you can do to exploit that. What are those things?
Well, some unbalanced sets. They've shown a little bit, and of course, Muhlenberg and Ohio County don't do nearly what we do offensively. They're more under center. They don't really do a lot of shotgun spread type stuff that we like to try to do and spread people out. So it's kind of hard to see how they would line up. But we were able to look back a little bit at their scrimmage when they played Breckenridge County and Butler County, who do a little bit of that stuff, to try to see, if they would break their 3-3 stack at all with certain formations and stuff. So just, film and trying to get a feel for how they may line up to certain formations is big. But if they're going to stay in their stack, unbalanced sets and things like that, and trying to get numbers, if they're not going to be adjusting is one way, to gain an advantage. Possibly some motions and some things like that. But really, I told the guys this week we're going to get a lot of one-on-one matchups on the offense side of the ball, and we're either better or we're not.
On their coaches show this week, McLean's head coach Zach Wagner said that when thinking back to last year's game that you all out-physicaled them. How do you do that again?
Well, it's a mindset, and that's something that we continually talk about. It's something that we've talked about as long as I've been in Grayson County. That's something we try to hang our hat on. And that's an area that I think we could improve upon is our physicality. And so that's something that will come up in pregame tonight for sure. I think it came up in halftime of the Marshall County game, and I felt like we were more physical in the second half. So try to replicate that halftime speech as a pregame speech tonight in hopes that we start the game in a physical manner.
How do you pick up the win?
Got to control the ball. They got some athletic guys on the offensive side, so we got to keep them off the field. Turnovers, we got to win the turnover battle. Can't turn the ball over. Can't throw pick sixes. And then we got to finish drives. I think we've had some situations this year through the scrimmages and early in the season where we've gotten down and been driving the ball. Then we have a mental mistake, a penalty, a negative play, something along those lines gets us behind the chains. We got to stay ahead of the chains tonight.
Coach, good luck. More here comes up on the Locker Room Show after this.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars are about ready to get underway. Kaylor, your keys to victory here for Grayson County.
On defense, I'm going to have to say you're going to have to get low on these guys. That's McLean County. They're big, and they're going to be hard to tackle if you come up high. But if you go down low and chop those knees, it's going to be a lot easier. And watch for a trick play. I mean, it's McLean County. They have one every year. It doesn't change. Just make sure if you're that secondary, you can live with a run that you come up late on, but you can't live with the deep shot over your head. And on offense, I got one thing, and that's break the stack. They don't like to, stack teams don't like to be out of the stack, so if you can break that stack and get them uncomfortable, that's going to generate a lot more success for your offense.
And for you want to see that by letting Colby cook, right?
Yeah, I mean, spread the defense out. I mean, even if that means just basic zone reads, I mean, that's freeing that end up, and you're making that weak side stack linebacker think, all right, am I going to have to go inside and commit, or am I staying outside and that running back hit the hole and go? I mean, so he has to pick his poison in that situation.
I know that Coach Jones talked after the game last week that he was, I don't know if worried or he was really trying to get Colby that he doesn't have to be a superhero on his runs. Yeah. And I guess finding that balance as a quarterback has to be really hard.
It does. I mean, because you want to get as many yards as possible, but at the same time, you have to self-preserve yourself. You have to realize, in a sense, you're that guy on the team. If you get hurt, you're screwed. I mean, I'm going to be honest. So you're the most prepared man out there. The team's looking at you, and if you go down, everybody else's morale just drops. And, I mean, they love it whenever you do that, but at the same time, your conscience has to kind of take over and be like, all right, I got 15 yards, get out of bounds so I don't get hit.
Grayson County, McLean County's next here on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
How do you define success? Is it in the mastery of skills, in teamwork, in responsibility and self-discipline? Is it found through communication or through problem solving, innovation? Is it in the inches of small victories that lead down miles of self-discovery to a destination where potential and purpose meet? Prepared and confident, Grayson County Schools. Success is what you make it.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors helping neighbors. In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
How do you define success? Is it in the mastery of skills, in teamwork, in responsibility and self-discipline? Is it found through communication or through problem solving, innovation? Is it in the inches of small victories that lead down miles of self-discovery to a destination where potential and purpose meet? Prepared and confident, Grayson County Schools. Success is what you make it.
Grayson County and McLean County about ready to get underway here tonight. Cougars of Grayson County. We'll start with the football. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you on the call. And to kick it away will be Aiden Rice for the McLean County Cougars. Back deep to return for Grayson County. Looks like we got Jaron Van Meter and good to see Caden Hanshaw back there deep, standing back at about their own 10-yard line. They've zeroed out the clock, 12 on it. It's time for football in Leitchfield between the Grayson County Cougars. A left-to-right kick coming from Aiden Rice, and he puts it away. It's a short kick right up the middle, taking it on the bounce at about the 18-yard line is Hanshaw. He takes it up the far side of the field to the 25, hit by one of his own men. I think he ran into one of his own blockers, gets up across the 30-yard line, up near about the 32, about a 15-yard return for Caden Hanshaw. Colby Chafin's starting quarterback takes the field, 9 of 21, 130 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, rushed 20 times for 89 yards, averaging nearly 7 yards a rush last week. Officially, ball placed on 31.
Having a quarterback that can average that many yards a rush, it hurts a defense not knowing who can keep it or pull it at the same time.
Looks like Shane Hall getting the start out here at wide receiver as well, coming down here to the near side, getting his first ever varsity experience. And under center will go Chaffins. It's a pitch down here to the near side to Hanshaw. Blocker outside. Drake has a good block, sealing the edge. Hanshaw gets up across the 35-yard line, gets up near the 36. About a 5-yard run for the freshman, Caden Hanshaw.
And that play could have been a lot better, but on the perimeter we have to make sure we're blocking. I think that was Grayson in the slot. Got beat on the inside by that outside linebacker and kind of stopped us to 5 yards.
Second down and 4 will come up for Grayson. It'll be a 6-yard pickup for Hanshaw, but if you get 6 every run, you're doing something right. This McLean County team on defense has not necessarily been tested as much. You know, they've played 2 teams who are not as great. This is their test to see how good they are matching up, especially because they have high expectations.
Yeah, this is the most athletic and talented team they're probably going to play.
Offset I formation here for Grayson. Chaffins fakes the handoff. He's looking to pass. Lets it fly down the far side of the field, looking for Grayson. Chaffins, it's in and out of his hands and intercepted. Picked off on the far side of the field by Camden Walters, the junior, and McLean County is going to get the football.
And if you're Colby, I mean, I would, in that situation, you take the sack. I mean, it's not there. That's a 50-50 ball. You know you're going to get hit and it's going to be underthrown. You got to learn just take your losses in that situation.
Ball will be placed on the 45-yard line of McLean County after the interception with 10:57 to play here in this first quarter of play. Now let's see how the defense comes out as Brody Klein, the starting quarterback for McLean County, takes the field 7-12 passing for 75 yards. But primarily it's McLean County running the ball. Klein rolls out here to the near side after faking the handoff, looks to pass over the middle, dumps it off. It's complete at the 45-yard line, crosses the 40, lowers his head, and picks up a first down. Pass completion is down over the middle to Isaiah Allgood, the wide receiver, and that's a big gain for McLean County, down to the 38-yard line.
And if they can throw tonight, that's going to be a problem for us.
First down and 10 for McLean. Again, they'd only attempted 12 passes all season long, and that's how they wanted to start this. 38-yard line is where the football will go. Officially, that'll be about a 17-yard pass completion. Only 75 yards passing, too, so they're not going very deep. First down and 10 for McLean County. Looks like a pistol formation, but you see a lot of weird motion as well. Klein, handoff up the middle, hit, breaking through as there was a tackle broken right up the middle. Looks like it might have been Phillips, one of the first men in there, that made contact with the running back. And it'll still be a pickup of about 3 yards. Should have been 0, and it gets 3.
We have to finish those. I mean, this is going to be the hardest running team you more than likely will play all year. So just simply wrapping up and falling isn't going to do the job. You have to drive your feet and get them to the ground.
Second down and 7 for McLean County. Ball placed in the Grayson County 35-yard line. Grayson got the ball first, but threw the interception on their second play of the game. Second down and 7. 2 wide receivers off to the left side of the screen. It'll be Klein in the gun with a running back to his left. Running back gets it, comes down here towards the near side across the 35-yard line, wrapped up by Mason Carroll. Nice tackle by Carroll after a short gain on the run. Coming down here to the near side was Elijah Baldwin.
And this is a big third down. I mean, you kind of know in this spot it's probably 2-down territory. Speaking, you're at the 33, and with their unwillingness to kick field goals even after the point after, they more than likely don't even have a field goal kicker. If they do, they don't rely on them. So, I mean, you have to be able to stop them to a short game here.
Third down and about 5 will come up for McLean County. They need to get the ball to about the 28. It's placed on the 33. Third down and 5 will come up in the pistol formation. Goes Klein, running back. Man goes in motion. It's a handoff. Baldwin lowers the shoulder, bounces off, and it's going to be real close. Sawyer Drake had him wrapped up by the ankles. Looks like Baldwin is a yard short. He needed 5. He got 4. Gets it to the 29-yard line. It is a 4-yard pickup. Fourth down and 1. And McLean County is keeping their offense out on the field.
Brody Klein's legs could be a weapon here, especially with how athletic of a kid he is. Watch him to kind of keep it and lure the defense away.
Fourth down and 1. Ball placed in the 29-yard line of Grayson County. This drive started after an interception. They've run the ball in the last 3 plays. Be the pistol formation. Running back stands behind the quarterback, the senior 4-year starter, Brody Klein. Klein keeps it himself. Kaler, you called it. Runs into his blocker, and he's stopped in the backfield. Braden Mudd comes around the edge and brings him down. Turnover on downs.
Braden got the tackle for that, but that play is made by Jering, blowing that lead blocker up in the backfield and forcing Klein right back into his blocker.
Huge play by this Grayson County defense to get the football back at the 31-yard line, which is exactly where they started their last drive.
That is a huge stand by the defense to kind of go out there and put the fire out that your offense started.
7:49 to go here in the first quarter of play. No score between Grayson County and McLean County. Colby Chaffins has a pair of running backs in the backfield behind him. 2 wide receivers down here to the near side of the field. Handoff, Hanshaw comes right up the middle, turns upfield, slips through a tackle, gets up across the 35-yard line, up near about the 36. Hanshaw picks up 5. Second down and 5 coming up for Grayson County.
You will take that 5 to 6 yards every play all day.
7 minutes and 32 seconds. I mean, that's the thing on the ground. Hanshaw's run the ball twice and picked up 6 and 5.
Yeah, I mean, 11 yards, 2 rushes, you're averaging over 5. So, I mean, you stick with that trend, you're going to have a good night.
Chafin's in the gun, running back on each side of him. 2 wide receivers come down here to the near side. Jaron Van Meter shifts in the backfield. Hanshaw again on the give, up the middle, breaks a tackle, wrapped up by his ankles near the first down marker. It all depends on the spot, and it's going to be real close.
I mean, they're giving him the first down.
First down, moving the chains right away. 5 yards is what he got, and he might have gotten 4.99.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the rule change of trying to speed up everything in the game. I'm going to be honest.
And you know what? It was really, really close. There's no point in bringing it out this early in the game.
Especially with it only being third down. They have 2 more downs to get it.
6 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. No score between Grayson County and McLean County. In the gun goes Chaffins. High snap, handoff, sweep play to Mudd on the far side of the field. Big blocker in front of him. He tried to follow the block of Van Meter. He doesn't end up getting the blocker, but still picks up about 7 or 8 on the sweep play to the right side. Gets up to the 49-yard line, 8 yards officially.
I mean, that's a great. I mean, I think Jaron was actually blocking somebody, but I think it was somebody that was around his size, so it was kind of hard to tell.
Second down and 2 for Grayson County. I'm loving what I'm seeing from the offense early.
They're not shying away at this run heavy that has been a defense that has been stopping the run aggressively. They're not shying away at that, and I like that, kind of forcing a message.
Kenny shifts down in motion to the near side. Chaffins looks like he's going to shift under center now. The I for Grayson County. Handoff, Hanshaw. Right up the middle, slips through, gets down inside the 45-yard line, keeps his legs moving. He just kept on moving. Down to the 41-yard line. Big pickup of about 10 yards and move those chains. First down, Cougars.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing. If you don't have to risk putting them on the air, don't.
Caden Hanshaw was a game-time decision. I know Coach Jones told me that he was fielding a kickoff yesterday, and I think the word that Coach Jones used to describe it was felt a little weird.
From what I heard, it was more he planted on it. I think he might have just strained a little bit. But, I mean, with enough adrenaline, you'll be fine.
Again, this same formation in the gun with a running back on each side. High snap, handoff Mudd. He goes right side on the counter play, and he's wrapped up for about a pickup of 2 yards, met by a host of McLean County defenders. Looks like Aiden Rice might have been the first man in there on the tackle. Getting down to the 40-yard line, it'll be a pickup of only 1 yard on the run. That's the first time McLean County stopped Grayson.
And if you pay attention, you'll see how close that safety in the back is creeping up, and you best believe Jones or some guys up top are seeing that too, and they're waiting to take their shot.
Take the play action. 4.5 left in quarter number 1. No score between Grayson County and McLean County. Cougars will have it second down and 9. Place the McLean.
This looks like it could be man.
Line.
You don't even have a safety back there.
No. Yeah, there is not a safety back there. They're loading up the box with just one-on-one on the corners. Faking the handoff. It's a bubble screen down here to the near side to Van Meter, and he's wrapped up. It looks like one of the cornerbacks reached out with his arm and grabbed Van Meter and slowed him down just enough to get him as he hit the turf. As he gets down to the 34-yard line, 6 yards on the run. Almost tunnel screen, I guess.
Yeah, I like that play call. If you know it's man, get it to your best playmaker and let him win one-on-one.
And it was one man who reached out. It was with his arm and almost like clothesline.
9 times out of 10, that tackle doesn't happen. But with Jaron trying to spin, he was enough off balance already, and it just threw him off.
Third down and about 3 for Grayson County. 3.5 and counting left here in quarter number 1. And we're going to, I think, have a first down as McLean County jumps off sides.
I like that.
And that'll be a first down. And I like the right tackle there for Grayson County.
I think it was our right tackle and our right guard. Both sold it.
Matthew Phillips, he gets hit, and he falls back like he just got hit by a freight train.
I love we're taking some soccer lessons.
He's probably wanting an unsportsmanlike. Need to get Trainer Scott out there.
Yeah.
Oh, a little
start
sore.
grabbing the shoulder.
3:22 and counting left here in the first quarter. No score between Grayson County and McLean County, but the Cougars are driving. The I formation. Kenton Cornwell is acting as the fullback for Hanshaw. No, it's actually Van Meter, rather, and they're going to give it to Van Meter. He breaks a tackle in the backfield and gets down inside the 30, maybe 1 yard if they're feeling generous, Kaler.
Yeah, I mean, that play honestly didn't look right from the start, if I'm going to be honest. I know what they were going for. It was a fake toss, and then the fullback was coming underneath, but it never looked like it fully developed.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10. 2:40 left here in this first quarter of play, and I like what we're seeing as if you just joined us, Grayson County got the ball first. Big pickup on the first play, about 6 yards. Colby Chiefson threw an interception. Hey, they've only put the ball in the air one time, and it was a screen, so it's pretty much a run. But I like what I've seen so far from this offense.
And that
bouncing back from a turnover.
Is still a confidence builder for Colby.
Low snap, handoff, sweep play, left side, Hanshaw.
Nice
He turns upfield at the 20-yard line. Almost broke the tackle inside the 20, though, entering the red zone for Grayson County. Down to the 18-yard line, 11-yard pickup on the run for the freshman Caden Hanshaw. First down, Cougars.
What I love about that is how invested even the outside guys were. I mean, that was great blocking on the perimeter, not just by the line.
Grayson County does have a new center in the game today as well, as your center is Weston Green after Jake Lasley. He's recovering from a car accident earlier in this week, so
really?
we hope Jake recovers quickly. And because of that, the right guard today is Camden Cornwell, getting his first career start, the freshman. High snap, Hanshaw came to the near side, stopped, went back to the far side, probably should have done that. No gain.
I mean, there was nothing either way he went. I mean, he just kind of was better off diving forward and hoping to get one or two.
1.5 left here in the opening quarter. No gain officially on the run for Hanshaw. That's the first time he's had a no gain.
Yeah, I mean, if you're almost done with the first quarter and that's the first time that's happened, you're having a pretty good night.
Entering the red zone, Grayson County, the red zone this year has struggled. 5 of 9, and something that's got to get better.
Exactly. I mean, this is where your points are.
In the gun goes Chaffins, running back on each side. 2 wide receivers to the right side. Handoff Mudd. He's hit in the backfield. Actually kept by Chaffins, and Chaffins was met by a couple of McLean County defenders. As coming in off the edge was Elijah Baldwin. Not fooled at all.
Mudd got it.
Mudd did get it. He did come back around the edge.
He bounced off somebody and came back to the left side.
And it's a loss of 2 yards. Third down and 12. And this has been Grayson County's issue in the red zone this year, is that they have negative plays that put them behind the sticks and make a play a lot harder. 40 seconds and counting left here in the first quarter of play. Chaffins and Kinney to the right side. Looks like Hall comes down here to the near side. Hanshaw in the backfield.
If I'm Colby, I'm looking at where this safety is because they're giving you traditional cover 3 now.
In the gun, Chaffins, 3-step drop, steps up, fires down to the near side of the field. It's complete inside the 5-yard line. Shane Hall, his first career catch. Runs the little curl route to perfection and gets it down to about the 5-yard line.
I thought he was about to spin out of that tackle and maybe score on his first career catch.
Officially, the ball will actually be placed at about the 7-yard line. 13-yard pickup on the run there.
That's a nice spot to be put in as a first year.
16.8 on the clock here in the first quarter. Grayson County knocking on the door of a touchdown. I think you got to give Hanshaw a touch here.
You do. Reward the workhorse.
Let's see what officially they will do. Offensive line hops out. 16.8. Hanshaw goes to the left of Chaffins, who's in the gun. Pair wide receivers on each side. Hall and Van Meter down here to the near side. Chaffins and Kinney to the right side. Chaffins, high snap. It's a quarterback draw right up the middle, and maybe a gain of 1 as he came up. He was hit.
Our center, I think that was our center, got beat initially. No.
That was Caden Nugent came in to make the tackle.
Caleb Hooper got beat, it looks like. And then it looked like just straight quarterback ISO. And when that happens, you can't let the defensive tackle cross your face.
That's the end of the first quarter of play. No score between Grayson County and McLean County. Cougars are knocking on the door. It's Cougar football on K105.
you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready. Because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Grayson County and McLean County all knotted up at 0 as we start the second quarter of play. It'll be the 13th play of the drive coming up for Grayson County after a big turnover on downs. They'll have it second down and goal from about the 7-yard line. This has been a great drive for the Cougars coming out of the quarter break. Let's see what they'll do. They're going to go and it looks like the power I. Chafin's under center, a pair of blockers for Hanshaw, the deep back. Be given to Hanshaw. He goes up and he's hit right as he hits the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain.
I know that's called the power eye, but that was a very small power eye if you looked at our backs in the backfield.
Yeah, because I think Van Meter and was it Mudd, the other blocker, or Cornwell?
Cornwell, yeah. That's a small power eye.
Might be the smallest power eye in the history of
the power
football.
eye.
I'm not sure when they developed it they were expecting 5'4" and 5'6".
Maybe it's designed for speed, the speed power eye.
Third down and goal from about the 6.5, if we're feeling generous. Looks like officially, though, about the 7.
So out of this, I would expect something quick over here to Jaron to the sideline.
In the gun goes Chafin's. Hanshaw to his left. Chafin's looks to the far side. It's a little sweep out to the far side to Hanshaw. Bounce it outside, and he's wrapped up. He had one man that he had to beat for the tackle, and that one man brought him down. Big tackle on the far side of the field. I think that was Aiden Rice that came in there and made him down. And this is a very interesting decision. Grayson County's got to go for it, I think.
That's how you do, yeah. I mean, you got bailed out with the defensive stop last series. Go ahead and reward your defense for what they did last series.
It'll be fourth down and goal from the 5. Hanshaw did get 2 yards. And I think you better be looking for number 6 here if you're Grayson County, somehow.
Either some way, yeah.
Trips down here to the near side, ball placed in the far hash. Fourth down and goal from the 5-yard line for Grayson County. Trying to take the lead early on in the game. Chafin's in the gun, high snap, rolls out here towards the near side of the field. He has a man hit as he throws, throwing end zone, and it is intercepted. Bounces off the hands of a Cougar, and the receiver took it out. I think it bounced off the hands of Kinney into the hands of a McLean County player and took it out of the end zone for some reason and takes it to the 3-yard line. That's where McLean County is going to get the football.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, that's not really – that interception does nothing different than the turnover on downs would have done.
If anything, it's 2 yards better because they have the ball at the 3.
That honestly helps your defense. I mean, I know you didn't score, but, I mean, if you want to look at the positive of it, there's the positive.
10:15 to go here in the second quarter. McLean will have the ball on their own 3-yard line. The part that hurts about that drive, though, is it was a 15-play drive. 69 yards would have been the touchdown, and you end up with 0 points. And it's also another miss in the red zone. You're now 5 of 10 in the red zone this season. Handoff, right side, hit as he runs through the line. On the run, getting it up to the 4-yard line. It's in the mass of white jerseys. It looks like Elijah Baldwin picks up 2 yards up to the 5-yard line. That was clearly a play to try and get some more space.
Let's just get out of the shadow of our own end zone pretty much. And they really didn't. I mean, they're still kind of in that shadow.
It'll be second down and 8 from the 5-yard line. Second down and 8 for McLean. Placed on the 5. Shifting in motion is Rice. Sweeps far side, and he tries to turn the edge. He does get the edge. Gets about 5 yards up across that far side. Gets 5 yards. It'll be third down and manageable for McLean County. Third down and 2 officially. That was coming from the near side. The wide receiver, Rice.
And I've noticed they really like their motions. It's what I call smoke and mirrors. I mean, there's they're motioning for no reason a lot of the times other than to confuse you.
Third down and 3. Direct run, near side, big hole for Klein. He breaks a tackle, and he's got a whole lot of space to work. One man to beat, coming down the near side, 50, 45-40, 35-30. Van Meter in chase to the 20, brings him down to the 15. Huge gain, though, on the run for Brody Klein. Gets it down to the 15-yard line. Huge pickup of about 75 yards on the run for Brody Klein.
That was just the same play they ran, except that time he kept it. I mean, I don't think it was a designed that time. There wasn't a read with it. It's just they're setting up that play with their sweeps that they've had success on.
That is not what Grayson County wanted. Officially, the ball gets down to the 15-yard line.
But Jaron just made a touchdown-saving play, and if they get off out of this series without points, they have him to thank for it.
Klein in the gun. Looks like he's going to run, trying to find a hole, and finally squirts through it over to the far side of the field, gets down to about the 11-yard line. Down to the 11-yard line. It'll be a 4-yard pickup, second down and 6. 7:45 to go here in the first quarter of play. Grayson County and McLean County all knotted up at 0. Klein in the gun, has Rice to his right. 2 wide receivers to the right side of the line. Man sweeps over to the far side. It's faking the pitch and hit in the backfield. Not fooled at all. All good ended up getting, or actually that's not all good. That's Walters ended up getting it. Fooled me trying to watch the play. Didn't fool the defense.
That's a great job by Conrad Raymond reading his keys and making sure to stay disciplined, because, I mean, that's an easily, you can flow out with that toss motion, and he came back and just, if he was there about a split second sooner, that ball is coming out.
Back to the 14-yard line, third down and 8. I think you got to try and make this 8 or longer here. You don't want them to get.
Yeah.
I think you need to at least make it 4th and 5 and or longer.
Yeah, I mean, you want to keep them out of. We can run it and still get it distance.
In the gun goes Klein, running back to his left is Baldwin. Fakes the handoff, dumps it off behind the sticks to Baldwin, who falls down and he's hit. No gain on the play. Van Meter met him in the backfield, and also coming around the edge, Sawyer Drake came in to make a nice. Actually, it was Matthew Phillips.
That's perfect. I mean, way by Jaron to force him back inside to his help, because he's the force player. He doesn't necessarily have to make the tackle. His job is to force everything back in the teeth of the defense. And that's 2 plays by Jaron this drive that could have saved touchdowns. 4th
down and 9. Grayson County just had a turnover on downs in the red zone. Will McLean County be able to have one as well if you're a Grayson County fan? 5:55 and counting left here in the first half of play. This game is flying by, 7 minutes and 25 seconds, and I'm not really sure what we're stopping for.
They're going to have to take a timeout because you're going to have a delay.
It looks like there will have to be a timeout on the field to see what they want to do with it. Still feels like this is the longest play clock of all time. And yes, timeout. McLean County will take it with them. No score, under 6 to go here in the first half. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
5:33 left here in the first half of play. Grayson County, McLean County tied at 0. It'll be 4th down and about 9.5 for McLean County, placed at the Grayson County 14-yard line. This is a huge play in this game.
I mean, this is what I call the defense has to be the fireman and put out the fire that just happened again.
Jaron Van Meter had, you never know, a game-saving tackle. Chasing down Brody Klein. Klein's going to go all alone in the backfield.
False start.
And false start, yep, jumping. It was the right guard, or actually the right tackle for McLean County.
Receiver jump, too.
It makes you think that it was a
center.
Yep.
Actually, I had only 2 people. I think it was probably on those 2.
It's the right tackle there on that far side, and 4th down and 14 now. You can't let a first down here happen if you're Grayson. Klein to pass. 3-step drop. Lets it fly over to the far side of the field, and it is incomplete. Ends up hitting the receiver in the hands. Baldwin in coverage was Kenton Cornwell, and that'll be a turnover on downs, and Grayson County gets the football back.
They got lucky. I mean,
it was a good ball.
Yeah, that was a really good ball. And if I'm right, we were in cover 3, and our corner wasn't there. Our outside linebacker kind of had to go back there and run with him. I think our corner got sucked in with the post.
The ball will be placed in the Grayson County 19-yard line. Both teams now have had turnover on downs in the red zone. Or I guess Grayson's wasn't a turnover on downs, but it really was.
It was.
It's the same idea. Interception, turnover on downs on 4th down. It's the same thing. In the gun goes Colby Chaffins. Trips to the left side of the field. Handoff Henshaw. Far side, gets a blocker in front of him. Runs behind him. Breaks through across the 30, up across the 45. He has a house call. 40, 35, 30, 25, 21. Man to beat. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars. Caden Henshaw pulls it in. 81-yard touchdown run.
And that's how you reward a defense.
The firework bursts in the air. The Grayson County Cougars have a massive answer from the freshman Caden Henshaw. Thinking about maybe was he questionable or not. He sure didn't look questionable on that run.
No, that foot looked just fine.
5:13 left here in this first half of play. Lane Beasley on to attempt the extra point. Grayson County has the lead. Jaron Van Meter is the holder. Brian Jones, is he missing a player?
Yeah.
Ethan Mudd is not out onto the field. He's going to have to run out there, and he's got to hurry because he's sprinting as one of the blockers. Here comes the snap. It's a good snap. The kick is long enough, and he put it through. Grayson County leads 7-0, 5:13 to go here in the first half. It's Cougar football on K105.
How do you define success? Is it in the mastery of skills, in teamwork, in responsibility and self-discipline? Is it found through communication or through problem solving, innovation? Is it in the inches of small victories that lead down miles of self-discovery to a destination where potential and purpose meet? Prepared and confident, Grayson County Schools. Success is what you make it.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
Caden Henshaw, an 81-yard rushing touchdown, and Grayson County leads McLean County 7-0, 5:13 to go here in the first half of play. I know, Kaylor, you pretty much kind of said that you've expected this to kind of be a heavyweight fight, and we've seen left hook, left hook, left hook. Grayson County just landed the biggest hook of the game. Lane Beasley to kick. It's a shorter kick on the bounce of the 25-yard line at the 20. It's picked up at the 17-yard line. He stepped out of bounds. Huge mistake for McLean County.
We got kind of lucky on that. That ball looked like it had a pretty decent chance of going out.
And here's the thing for McLean. He should have gone and stood out of bounds and picked it up, and that's a penalty.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't know that rule, but that's a learning moment for him.
And even more so, I mean, the ball is placed now at the 17-yard line. Let the ball go out of bounds.
Yeah, you get it at the 35. I don't know, is it 35 or 40?
35.
Yeah.
35. 5:11 left here in this first half of play. Sam Gormley and Gaylor Decker with you here. Grayson County has a 7-0 advantage. After, I mean, this has been a great game already.
It has. I mean, I know the scoreboard doesn't say it, but truthfully, we've seen 3 to 4 scoring drives with one score.
Here comes Klein in the shotgun formation. He'll give it to Rice on the run, right side, and he is pushed backwards. Conrad Raymond in there for the tackle, as was Weston Green, bringing him down in the backfield for no gain on the run. I love what we're seeing from the Cougar defensive line.
There's energy on that field now.
Because really the defense has made one bad play.
Yeah, and Jaron bailed him out on it, and that's what your stud is supposed to do. He can make up for other people's mistakes.
And there isn't a defense. You know, the 85 Bears never played a 100% game.
No. I mean, the Iron Curtain never did either. I mean,
we don't mention. We don't talk about that team. That's why I mentioned the 85 Bears. As a Bengals fan, I can talk about the Bears. I don't know that we can mention that Iron Curtain.
Who's Mean Joe Green anyways?
Overrated. Second down at about 9.5. And give him about half a yard on the run to Rice. Handoff on one of the wingbacks coming to the near side of the field to the 20. And Mason Carroll says, you need to get out of bounds. Shoves him out. On the run was Walters. And he'll pick up a couple of yards. And I liked what Carroll did is coming up here to the near side of the field. He was kind of stuttering a little bit. And Carroll said, just get on out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to make a decision, I'll make one for you.
Carroll brings him out at the 23-yard line. Ends up getting about 6 yards, though, on the run. Bring up 3rd down and 4 for McLean County. 7-0. Grayson has the lead. 4:13 left here in the first half of play.
I will say from their passing game, I've seen things. They don't look bad. They look much better than their stats show.
3rd down and 4 for Grayson County. Kept by Klein. Up the middle. He's hit. Breaks one tackle. Breaks his second. He's not going to get through the third. But it looks
That's
like
close.
His forward progress did get him enough for the first down. I thought he was short, but he ends up getting it.
That's a killer. You had him stopped in the backfield.
Twice.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's an athlete, though. I mean, those athletes, they're hard to bring down in space, even in that little tight space they have back there. And that's the point I hit on earlier of tackling low. That kid can't run without his legs.
He needed 4. He got 5. 1st down and 10 for McLean County. Under 4 minutes left here in this first half of play. Grayson County has a 7-0 advantage. Klein will go in the gun. 2 wingbacks on each side. Shifting in motion is Baldwin. He has it from the near side of the far side. Being chased by Drake.
Nice
Big
play.
tackle on the far side of the field. And it was Van Meter coming downhill.
Great job by Jaron stringing that out and then coming downhill to make the play.
Loss on the play. Back to the 25-yard line, 3 yards.
And if the defense can get a stop here, they have a chance for the 2-for-1.
Well, McLean does get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah,
but still, you get a chance to go up again here. And I love what I've seen from this defense. They look night and day from what they did last week against Marshall County.
I mean, McLean County, statistically, is a better running team than Marshall County was, and you can't tell. It looks the complete opposite.
3rd down and 13. This Grayson County team can beat a lot of teams with the way that they're playing in this.
And that's with 2 picks being thrown.
Klein rolls down here to the near side, turns back to the far side, lets it fly down the seam, and it is incomplete. Tapped up in the air. Reaching up to grab it was Jaden Kinney to punch it in the air. Caden Hanshaw was in the area as well.
And if you think with how this team has played tonight, even with the 2 picks, that's just we're playing this well defensively. If the offense can catch up to that, that's a dangerous team.
Especially after last week where, I mean, it's safe to say that was not a good loss.
No, it wasn't. I mean, we should have never lost to them.
And again, I want to give a lot of credit to Marshall County. They played a great game.
Yes, they did.
They did everything they were supposed to do,
and they
won the game.
It doesn't matter who's better 6 of the 7 days. It matters who's better that one day.
3rd down in about 14 coming up for McLean County, placed on the 25-yard line of McLean. They need to get it down to about the 38. Misdirection handoff near side, trying to get the edge, coming down here, but not going to get it. Big tackle made. Jaron Van Meter comes in across the edge again. As trying to find that was Bolden, and he never had it. And out of nowhere, like he was shot out of a cannon, Jaron Van Meter said, hello, nice to meet you.
Jaron looks a little shaken up. I think he landed on a helmet. That stomach's a little
And let's hope he's okay because he has been unbelievable on defense in this game.
But, I think the way Scott's messing with it, I think he just got the breath knocked out of him. And that's not a good feeling.
There is a timeout on the field. Brian Jones takes it with 2:23 to go here in this first quarter, 7-0. And I like this here for Grayson because you're going to get an opportunity to work your 2-minute offense.
Yeah, and this
you never know when you're going to need it.
Yeah, you've not had a chance to do it all year. And in a way, even if you don't necessarily get points, that's practice for later down the road because, I mean, this isn't a district game. It doesn't matter when it comes to the playoff standings unless there's a tie, and that's rarely happens. But this is important not only for the game, but for practice and confidence down the line.
2 minutes and 23 seconds left to play here in the first half. We invite you to stay tuned in during halftime of today's game. Our Cougar Conversation segment sits down with Emily Taylor from the Grayson County High School, learning more about a farm-to-fork dinner that they're having. Taylor, I presume you like to eat?
I do. I love it.
And eating some fresh food. Big event happening on the square. We'll tell you more about that after here during halftime. So make sure you stay tuned in for that. Back to punt for McLean County, and we have a penalty flag, and I think that's going to be a legal substitution, or is it a delay of game?
Might be a delay.
No, it's a legal substitution. Because there were some weird substitutions happening on that far side, and that's going to push McLean back. And now you're getting – this ball's going to be placed back at the 20-yard line.
I don't think we're risking the return.
I was going to say, do you just bring the house here?
I think you just bring it, but you have to be careful. Don't rough him. If you know you're not going to get there, don't even lay out.
And they do not have a returner back there, so it looks like Grayson will – but it looks like a punt block safe.
Yeah, I think we're trying to play it safe just in case nothing silly happens.
Baldwin gets it away. It is blocked off the side, getting out of the way and falling down on top of it. Picking it up at the 33-yard line. A risky play made, but Grayson Chaffins makes it. And Grayson is going to get phenomenal field position, placed the McLean County about the 32-yard line.
I'm not sure if that was blocked or Sawyer pushed the up back straight back into the punter, but either way, we heard some second contact after that initial kick, and looking like getting the ball at the 32. You can run the ball still with 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
And 2 timeouts.
Yeah, I mean, you have plenty of time.
12-yard punt officially. First down and 10 for Grayson. You have a chance to go up 2 touchdowns against maybe the best team you'll play all year.
Yeah.
Chaffins in the gun. Hanshaw. You got a couple of blockers in there. This is a different-looking formation. Trips down near the near side. It's a handoff up the middle to Ethan Mudd. He's wrapped up as he hits the 30-yard line. Gets down to about the 29. Mudd picks up about 3 on the run.
And I like that. Kind of chew the clock out a little bit. Don't let them have time to use their offense whenever we score.
2-0 Grayson, or 2 minutes to play.
Yeah.
7-0 Grayson County has the lead. We haven't had a safety in this game.
I've not seen a safety in a long time. Actually, when I played Owensboro, but
yeah,
we don't talk about them.
We don't talk about that. Just like I'm not mentioning the name that was put into our comment section. 2nd down and 7 comes up here for Grayson County. Minute 40 left here in this first half of play. Cougs on top 7-0. That's Cougs of Grayson. Kept by Chaffins near side. He's wrapped up, and he ends up picking up a couple as he just tried to dive forward as he was met in the backfield by Alex Coakley, the sophomore defensive lineman. And Chaffins, his height ends up maybe giving him 2.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6 foot tall, while yards about 3 feet, so I mean.
Okay, he gets 1 to the 28. Because it looked like he was going to be dropped for a loss of about 3. And he just kind of flailed himself forward.
Hey, I mean, that's the best thing you can do sometimes.
Minute to go here in the first half. 3rd down and 7. You're in this weird scenario where you don't want to go too quick and give McLean the ball back. Chaffins in the gun. The cowbells rolling for McLean on the far side. Big block by Henshaw. Over the middle, it's thrown and overthrows. He was looking for Van Meter up the seam. It is incomplete. And this 50.5 to go here in the first half.
I would go for it still.
Yeah, I mean, you're way too far. You're way too far for a 45-yard field goal. And I don't think Lane Beasley's got that kind of leg.
I mean, it's just not feasible.
You're not going to coffin corner punt this.
No, I mean, that's too hard to. I've not seen a high school kicker punter do that, actually. It's so hard, and it's just a different skill level. But they are still giving you this traditional cover 3, so the curl that we hit last time should be open.
Chaffins in the gun, 3-step drop, sets up the screen to Hanshaw, right up the middle. Hanshaw at the 25 to the 20. He comes down near the near side to the 15 to the 10 to the 5. He's brought down, first down Cougars. and 41.5 on the clock. Big play for Caden Hanshaw. He's having himself a game, 23 yards and a first down, Grayson County. And let's see, does Brian Jones take a timeout here?
Yeah.
Yes, he will. He will have one left in the pocket if he wants to use it. 41.5, first down and goal from the 5-yard line. And, you know, what are you doing here? You're the offensive play caller here. You've got first down and goal from the 5, 41.5 at a timeout. What's your offensive philosophy in this scenario?
You can still run it and get another play off before you have to call your timeout. I would say the most you're going to run in this scenario is once, and then the other 2 have to be passes. And if you're Colby, number 1, don't force anything. You can make a field goal from here. 2, don't take a sack because then you're forced to burn a timeout that you don't necessarily want to take. But I would see us trying to roll out with Colby, let him get a clearer picture instead of him trying to be in the pocket in the red zone where it's a lot harder to throw.
41.5 left here in the first half of play. Grayson County, it's been a wild game if you've missed it so far. Grayson County has thrown 2 interceptions and allowed a 75-yard play in the game. And I'm sure if I'd have told Brian Jones that, hey, Coach, you've allowed a 75-yard play and Colby's thrown 2 interceptions, he'd probably be thinking that he was getting ready to walk into this locker room ripping his team a new one. But instead, he's probably pretty pleased.
Not with the mistakes. I think he's pleased with how they've handled the mistakes.
Because I think other than that, those are the 3 mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of another one that has really come up as just a big mistake in the game. Former Cougar Ethan Hall writes in the YouTube comment section, his game plan right now is to score with no time on the clock. That's
a thank you, Captain Obvious Ethan Hall.
Let's see what they do. Sawyer Drake is going to line up as an extra blocker in the backfield. This is more like a power eye. Handoff Hanshaw, and he has nowhere to go, and he's hit for maybe a loss of 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, you gotta hurry up.
A little slow to get up. He is okay, and see if Jones might just run some extra time. It is a loss of 1 yard. 25 seconds and counting. They're going to hurry up, sticking with the same formation. Chafin's under center, 20 seconds and counting. They got to hurry. Chafin's handoff Hanshaw up the middle inside the 5-yard line. He's hit there, down to about the 3. And timeout immediately with 12.6 on the clock.
You got 1 shot at the end zone, and then you're kicking.
You're down at the 4. It is interesting here. Do you are you not taking 2 shots?
With how we've been in the red zone, no. I'm taking my 3 points from here. I like taking the points in this. I mean, this was a great drive. You benefited off of a horrible punt. You just got to know when to take your points and go. This puts you up by 2 scores.
12.6 seconds left here in the first half of play. Grayson County on top 7-0. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here on the call. Remember, if you're watching on the K105 YouTube channel, make sure to hit that red subscribe button. You get notified every time we go live, because next week, Butler County makes the trip here to Grayson County High School. And Butler County, I saw here. We'll try to see if we can't find another update from there. They're playing Warren Central tonight, and they were getting throttled early.
Well, I mean, you have to take that with a grain of salt. Warren Central's pretty good.
They've come up a lot after they had lost 50-something straight games. Owensboro on top of Davis County, 22-0. Owensboro Catholic up about halfway through the second quarter, 21-6 over Greenwood. Those are a couple of scores that I have here. It's Warren Central up 16-7 in the second quarter of play. Here it comes. 3rd down and 4. In the gun goes Chafin's. Hanshaw to his left, a pair of wide receivers on each side. Chafin's to pass, throws it on the bubble screen. It's complete, tunnel screen into the end zone. Touchdown Cougars. Jaron Van Meter into the end zone with 7.6 on the clock here in the first half.
I mean, that is the first time I've actually ever seen us run that. It was Desperado, otherwise known as our tunnel screen, but we typically don't run it out of the slot like we did just there. We run it wide. And I think we've not shown that look ever, so it's kind of a thing that McLean County couldn't scout for.
7.6 on the clock here in the first half of play. See if Grayson can make it 14-0. Slow snap, and it is blocked.
Yep.
The extra point is no good, but the Cougs have the lead 13-0 on the 4-yard touchdown pass from Colby Chaffins to Jaron Van Meter. You got to love this here for Grayson County. Good first half of play. And I think here's the biggest thing, Kaler, on this is you cannot, and I mean cannot, allow a big return.
I think you'd almost be safer squibbing.
And see, I am somebody that absolutely despises the squib kick, but I think I would almost do it here. And for me to say that,
that's pretty bad.
Yes, because I hate the squib kick. Because last week, Aiden Bolden returned the opening kickoff against Muhlenberg County 85 yards to the house, and that is absolutely the last thing you want.
It steals all the momentum. I mean, all the momentum you've just gotten this quarter, it's gone. And Uncle Mo's starting to decide if he wants to go to the other sideline and hang out for a while.
And if you're Grayson County, you do not want that.
No, I mean, you want him. You want his company for as long as you can.
(13-0), Grayson County has the lead after the touchdown by Jaron Van Meter. And here comes the kick from Lane Beasley with 7.6 on the clock, and it is a little squib kick. It's going to be taken on the bounce to the 34-yard line and sliding down at the 35 with 5.1 on the clock is McLean. I'll be interested to see what they do here. They do have some big play possibility.
They have some big play possibility strictly because of the athletes they have. I mean, they have some big receivers.
The best part about this, though, and I'm not saying this just is they don't have Brady Dame, who is all 6'4", to where he could literally go up and make a play.
Yeah, I know him pretty well.
I mean, I don't know why.
I don't know either.
But still, I think that they don't – I mean, they've got good receivers with good speed. You just can't let one of them get behind you.
Yeah, I mean, just don't let anything behind you. You can rally up and make the tackle if they throw something short and try to do something fancy. But just – it's not hard in this situation. It's common sense right now.
5.1 on the clock, 13-0. Grayson County has the lead. Shifting in motion, and that's false start. Is it a false start, I believe? Dead ball.
That or illegal
false start.
motion.
I was going to say it. I don't think it was a weird formation, and now you're back to the 30. And now, again, I think if you're Grayson County, no penalties.
No big play.
No big play. No free plays. If the ball's in the air, knock it to the turf. You want to go up 13-0.
Yep. I mean, you have a whole second half to play. Don't try to be the hero right now.
In the gun will go Klein. They run that same play. It's a pitch over to the
Halfback
far side.
pass.
Yep, Rice will pass. He's going to let it fly. He can throw. Throws it up the field, and it is knocked out of bounds by Caden Hanshaw. Beautiful defense by Hanshaw. Coming in as like the center fielder and just knocked it out of bounds. That's exactly what he should have done.
Way to be disciplined and know, okay, I doubt they're going to run a toss for 60-something yards, and they're probably using this toss to set up something else. So that's a good job by Caden right there. Because actually, he's played a pretty good first half.
Yeah,
that might be an understatement.
That he has. 13-0. Cougs on top. Take a break. Come back with more. It's Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
How do you define success? Is it in the mastery of skills, in teamwork, in responsibility and self-discipline? Is it found through communication or through problem solving, innovation? Is it in the inches of small victories that lead down miles of self-discovery to a destination where potential and purpose meet? Prepared and confident, Grayson County Schools. Success is what you make it.
Cougar football on K105.
Grayson County on top of McLean County in this game by a score of 13-0 at the half. Sam Gormley and Kaler Decker back here with you. And very quickly, Kaler, I think that's just about as good of a first half as – I mean, I'm even just sitting here thinking, like, that's as good of a half of football with a couple of mistakes as I can think of in a while.
The mistakes were not good. How we responded to the mistakes were good. That's like, I don't want to get people to get confused and say we played a good half, because truthfully we could play a lot better than we did. There's 2 possessions at least where you should have scored, and this game should be 28-0 right now, and you're one score away from a running clock. So, I mean, if we can fix those mistakes and get our confidence with how we responded to those mistakes, this game could end up being a running clock.
Grayson County up 13-0 at the half. Coming up on our halftime show, we will run down the scores from around the region, the scoring from this game, and have our Cougar Conversation segment. Coming back, we'll run down some scores. It's Cougar football on K105.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran, and disability employer.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever. Victory over cancer. This victory isn't just happening. It isn't inevitable.
What does hope mean?
Now is our time, your time. You may save someone you love.
Time is very precious.
Today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. A victory that is there for the taking. Grab it. How was that?
Now that was a great halftime speech. Let's go win.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars of Grayson lead the Cougars of McLean 13-0 at the half. Really quick, we'll run down a quick score or two from around the region. As Grayson County had touchdown, an 81-yard touchdown run from Caden Hanshaw, which off the top of my head, Kaylor, and you might be able to correct me, believe might be the longest play from scrimmage for Grayson County since Q. McHenry Jennings had a 98-yard run against Muhlenberg County back in 2018. I can't think of one that would be...
I know Chandler's run was 70-something.
Correct, against Edmondson.
I don't remember one being in the 80s.
And it was the biggest play of the game so far. And then Colby Chafin's a great little tunnel screen, finding Jaron Van Meter for the 4-yard touchdown pass. That's how we were up 19-0. Late first quarter, Meade County leads Apollo 10-7. St. X, big game happening in Louisville, leads Louisville Male 10-3 at the end of the third quarter. At the half, Edmondson County leads Muhlenberg County 7-0. At the half, Taylor County on top of E-Town 21-13. Let's see what else we might have to bring you. Franklin Simpson leads Allen County Scottsville inching towards the half 21-0. And we'll try to see what else we might be able to find here. We mentioned Owensboro Catholic up on Greenwood 28-6, which is maybe a little surprising. That game is as wide as it is. Owensboro leads Davis County 22-7, inching towards the half there. And that seems like most of the scores from around the region that I go when I do go through the scroll through here. And then Warren Central leads Butler County 16-7. That's the Cougars' next opponent here. And I see that Graves County is defeating somebody 20-0. And I always like it when I see somebody that posts a score without telling me who they're playing. It's helpful. Grayson County on top 13-0. When we come back, we're going to have our Cougar Conversation segment. Sit down and talk with Emily Taylor from Grayson County Ag Department. Learn about that, and also a great event that they have coming up next week. That'll be more coming up here. This is Cougar Football here on K105.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
How do you define success? Is it in the mastery of skills, in teamwork, in responsibility and self-discipline? Is it found through communication or through problem solving, innovation? Is it in the inches of small victories that lead down miles of self-discovery to a destination where potential and purpose meet? Prepared and confident, Grayson County Schools. Success is what you make it.
Welcome back to the halftime show here on K105. Sam Gormley with you for another edition of our Cougar Conversations. Today we are joined by Emily Taylor from the Grayson County High School Agriculture Department. And agriculture for me, I'm a total novice when it comes to that. I'm sure if you've listened, you can pick up on that. So I'm just going to ask you very basically, what happens in agriculture class?
So we focus on not only ag production, but also being good consumers. We want our kids to know, like when they go to the grocery store, where did that food come from and how did it get to where you can buy it today? And then on top of that, we also include FFA in our class involvement. And that's because we're an intracurricular organization. So we want our kids to gain leadership skills, public speaking, and just be well-rounded individuals.
I know my high school had FFA, and I noticed that always when they had their competitions, it would be like, they'd be wearing their normal clothes, and then all of a sudden one day they'd be all snazzed up in their suits and so on, in their jackets. What is FFA?
FFA is our student organization, and it focuses on premier leadership, personal growth, and career success. So we want our students to take what they're learning in the classroom and apply that outside of the classroom in a form of a contest or a project that makes them a more suitable candidate for the career force.
Now, you were telling me just a few moments ago about some of the projects that you're currently working on, growing some soybeans, is that right? Can you tell me a little more?
Yes, so we have an acre plot here on the school, and we work with Nutrient Ag Solutions and then Green Farms. They help us to plant and harvest and care for that crop, and then the proceeds come back to our chapter. So our students are getting to see production from a traditional standpoint, whereas not all of our students come from a family farm. So we like that part about that. We want to be able to expose everyone to that opportunity, and being able to do that on school grounds makes it easier to accomplish.
One of my favorite questions to always ask teachers kind of in this role is the question surrounding impact. What impact do you see this have, and what do you hope it has just in general as far as agriculture and FFA on students?
The impact that I hope to see every time with a new group of students is for them to grow just a little bit, even if that's coming out of their shell, speaking to new people, trying something new. For instance, today with our freshmen, we started arc welding. So just a little bit of a taste of what agriculture encompasses, because it is such a broad field. And then also I want, especially our officers who are elected by their peers, I want them to be able to have public speaking skills. I want them to build a network, because I think that's so beneficial when it comes to their future.
I know coming up next week, I guess this will be Thursday of next week, you are having the Farm to Fork Dinner. I know you're partnering with Whitney Carmen and her staff at the Grayson County Extension Office and local farmers. When you hear Farm to Fork and people don't know anything about it, what do you want them to know?
I just want them to realize that we live in a very agricultural rich community, and this is a way for us to kind of showcase all of those producers in our community, and that farming really is what feeds our community. We have to have that food, and without farmers we wouldn't have that. And I hope that this is something that we can grow. I hope it becomes a tradition. And I'm excited for our students to be able to be there to also network once again, but just to kind of see who those producers are in our community.
So for those that haven't heard about the event specifically, what's going on Thursday? Where is it? What are the details?
So off of the square where East Main Market is held, we're going to have a dinner. It's $50 a person. Dinner starts at 5:30. Tickets can be purchased at the extension office. This year's beneficiary is the Grayson County FFA alumni, which is our support group. So similar to a booster organization, but their role is not just financial, it's also helping us with contests, helping students to develop those speaking skills, and also, once again, networking, and hopefully in the future providing a scholarship for our students.
I know you mentioned for those that might specifically want to go, but let's say somebody listening or watching right now can't make it that day, but still is hearing some of the things at FFA. Maybe they have a farm. How can they still help the Grayson County High School Agriculture Department and FFA?
So we obviously, financial support is always key because we do travel a lot, but that's not the only way that people can help us. We need help with people who are skilled in specific areas, especially when it comes to speaking contests. We need those content professionals to be able to help the students, because I describe myself as an ag teacher. I know a little bit about a lot of things, and I don't know really a lot of details. So finding those people in our community that can really partner and help our kids grow and develop is a key factor of that.
This event, Farm to Fork Dinner, is happening Thursday. That is September the 7th at 5:30 p.m. off the square in East Main. Tickets purchased at the Grayson County Extension Office. Is there anything else people would need to know if they're interested in attending?
You can contact the Extension Office if you have any questions, but we just really hope that people get a true taste of what Grayson County agriculture has to offer our community.
I know Whitney Carmen from the Extension Office has been in with us talking a lot about it. I'm excited, and we look forward to hearing more about it. I appreciate you taking the time here on our Cougar Conversations. We'll take a break and come back with more here on the Halftime Show on K105.
Some days are just better than others.
I think you should go talk to someone.
It's not that easy.
Have you been thinking about suicide? You can talk to me, Dad.
It's been a tough couple of months.
How do you define success? Is it in the mastery of skills, in teamwork, in responsibility and self-discipline? Is it found through communication or through problem solving, innovation? Is it in the inches of small victories that lead down miles of self-discovery to a destination where potential and purpose meet? Prepared and confident, Grayson County Schools. Success is what you make it.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars are on top of the Cougars, 13-0. And luckily, you're a Grayson County Cougar, and it's on top 13-0 here, as we've got about 3 minutes until the start of the second half of play. Running down the recap of this, it started off Grayson County interceptions on their first two drives of the game. Drive number 3, an 81-yard touchdown run by Caden Hanshaw on the first play. Drive number 4 comes in off of what was pretty much a turnover, the short punt, block punt, 4-yard touchdown pass from Colby Chaffins to Jaron Van Meter. And I think Brian Jones, happy yet
dissatisfied.
And I think that's a good way to describe the first half of play. But here's the biggest thing for Grayson. McLean County starts with the ball. You can't let them go on the drive that Grayson County went on to start the second half, because pretty much this honestly feels exactly like last week, just roles are reversed.
Yes, where Marshall kind of had the game in their pocket, but we kind of started to inch back up, and we just ran out of time. That's what happened. But you can't give them hope at all. You have to take it away from them and just keep your foot on their throat.
We'll see if they can do that after this. Grayson County on top 13-0. Second half's next on K105.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever. Victory over cancer. This victory isn't just happening. It isn't inevitable.
What does hope mean?
Now is our time, your time. You may save someone you love.
Time is very precious.
Today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. A victory that is there for the taking. Grab it. How was that?
Now that was a great halftime speech. Let's go win.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Grayson County on top, 13-0 as we start the second half of play. Sam and Kaylor back here with you. Grayson County's kickoff team, they're waiting on the field. McLean County, they're using every bit of this halftime time as you can hear the buzzer off into the sound distance, and here they come, trotting out on the field.
Yep, I mean, there's nothing wrong with using all the time. That's there for a reason.
Coach Jones, I know, likes to get his team out there, just kind of stand and feel it.
It's kind of an intimidation thing, like, hey, we're ready. It doesn't matter how long you take. We're going to be here before you.
As a broadcaster, I don't like it because
it throws you off.
Exactly. Not that he cares what I think.
No.
Lane Beasley to kick from the near side. And it's a good kick right up the middle, and it's caught back at the 15-yard line, coming up across the 20 to the 25 to the 30. It's a blocker in front of him to the 45 to the 40. Squirts through, and he's brought down by, guess who, Kaylor? Jaron Van Meter. Another big play, saving a potential touchdown after the big return of 32 yards for McLean County, and they're going to get it here at their own 47-yard line.
I would highly advise against kicking straight to him.
He's really good. He had the 85-yard touchdown run, and if Jaron doesn't make that tackle, he'd have had another 85 because that's exactly where it should have been. First down and 10 for McLean County. Here to start this second half of play. Their drives in the first half, turnover on downs, punt, and then end of half. So if Brian Jones, the defense, I think, one play. That's all. That's the only thing that's been bad. Misdirection behind the back, handoff on the sweep play. Big play, right side. Coming around the edge. Great play made for Grayson County.
I think that was Braden Mudd.
I do, yes. In fact, he turned to me. I was waiting for him to turn around. I knew it wasn't Jaron. I was just going to assume it was Jaron, but that time it wasn't. It was the white sleeves of Braden Mudd for a loss of 2 yards.
The one thing I like about Jaron's cleats is makes them very easy to pick out.
Back to the 46-yard line, second down and 12. I think Kevin Embry, like I said, one play. Other than that, the defense has been extremely good tonight.
And he has to realize he's done this long enough that those one plays happen.
They do, and it's how you respond to that one play, and their response was great, holding them to 0 points when they entered the red zone after a big gain. Handoff right side and hitting at the original line of scrimmage, about a 2, maybe 3-yard pickup on the run for Walters.
And this is exactly where you want to get them, these third and longs where they're almost forced to do something trickery or pass. They don't like being in this situation, and it's shown tonight.
Third down and 9 for the Cougars of McLean. Placed on the 49-yard line. Klein has thrown the ball a couple of times.
And he's honestly looked
very
good. I mean,
the ball that was almost a touchdown was really good.
Those stats have been kind of deceptive.
Bunching it up. Zach Wagner, the head coach for McLean County, calls his blockers to shift to the near side of the field. Third down and 8. Looks like option run, pitch near side on the run, 50, and that's where he's brought down. Jaron Van Meter and Mason Carroll came in to clean it up on the run by Elijah Baldwin. Gets to the 50-yard line, 1-yard pickup, and it's 4th down and about 7 or 8, and I think you got a punt.
I think you would, but it's McLean County. You never know. I would look for a fake punt, too. So I would make sure everybody's safe.
Elijah Baldwin is standing back looking to punt. Baldwin, great speed.
Yep, it looks like we got a returner back this time.
Returner is Van Meter.
I don't know that we're going to be really coming hard after this one.
I think you're going to set up your blockers. Let's see what Baldwin can do. Good snap. It is a fake punt. Baldwin rolls out to the far side of the field, tries to turn, jumping up in the air, taking it away. Up the far sideline. They're 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Cougars. Grayson Chaffins just took the ball away from Elijah Baldwin, and it's a house call.
That was the smartest thing I've seen done in a long time.
Grayson Chaffins makes it 19-0 Cougs. And he just took it from him.
I mean, blocked it, stayed in bounds, pick it up, go. I mean, and that's a fast kid he ran away from.
And what about 35 yards on the return? Give or take there from Jaron Van Meter.
That wasn't even Jaron, that was Grayson.
Wait, sorry, Grayson Chaffins. I said that originally. I've just been so used to calling Jaron's name today. That's one of the best plays you're going to see a kid make. Looks like Grayson's going to keep the offense out onto the field, trying to make it
That reminds
21.
me of my junior year against Ohio County when Hunter Harper had the block that he returned.
Yes. Great play by Grayson Chaffins. Cougars keeping the offense out onto the field on 2-point conversions this year. Grayson County, 1 of 1. Hanshaw scored it. Chaffins under center. Hanshaw the deep back. Pitch. Hanshaw's going to try to turn the corner up the far sideline, and he's going to go in. I'm not even sure a finger was laid on him. Grayson County up 21-0, 9:24 to play here in the third quarter of play. It's Cougar football on K105.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran, and disability employer.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Grayson County has a 21-0 advantage against McLean County after Grayson Chaffins has a fumble recovery for a touchdown. And now we have a little onside kick that's caught by the upback. Brian Jones trying to pull a fast one.
I'm not going to lie. From my angle, that looked like it was coming a little more outside than we had it.
And it was really close. That was a heck of a little onside kick by Lane Beasley, who, been a kicker for a month.
If he pushes that a little more outside, that's perfect.
9:24 to go here in this third quarter of play, placed on the 49-yard line of McLean County. Grayson has the 21-0 advantage. Beautiful game so far for the Cougs. A couple of mistakes, but you're well in control. But this McLean County team can answer in a quick way. We've seen the big play on the big run by Brody Klein. 2 wide receivers to the right side, and the gun goes to Klein. He's going to roll out to that far side of the field. He's going to step up. He's going to let it fly. He's got a receiver down that far sideline. It is incomplete. Threw it just a little bit too long. Intended on that far side of the field for Tracoby Gill.
He's shown he has the arm strength to push it. So, we have to be aware of that.
2nd down and 10. Coming up for Grayson County. Or for McLean County. Grayson County on defense. It's 21-0. Cougs on top of the Cougs. And Grayson is really just daring McLean to throw the ball. Because if Brody Klein starts throwing dimes all over this field and they come back and win, but it's through his arm and not his legs, you tip your cap.
Yep.
You just don't want to beat him with his legs, and I think Grayson, other than one play, has done a phenomenal job. But we got a triple misdirection here, and up the middle on the run was Rice. He was the third man on the play to touch it, and Grayson was fooled. He carries it right up the middle, gets down to the 35-yard line, 16-yard pickup.
And if you're Coach Embry, you're fine with that because, I mean, this is the only way they've found success is trick plays. And you don't just have an unlimited bag of those. So, I mean, you're going to have to do your traditional offense one point or the other, and they've not had much success doing that.
First down and 10, placed from the Grayson County 35-yard line, placed in the near hash. Grayson County leads McLean County 21-0. 8:45 left here in quarter number 3. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here on the call from what has turned out to be a gorgeous evening. There was a little bit of rain that fell for about 5 minutes. It looks like it has stopped out there during halftime. First and 10. Klein rolls out to the far side of the field, looking to pass, continues curling, continues to run, just has to flaunt it, intercepted, Jaron Van Meter across the far sideline. Van Meter comes down with the interception. It looked like Klein might have been trying to throw it out of bounds, and Van Meter might have been blended in with the sideline.
He had a guy who was in the flats, but he had no clue that Jaron sunk under it.
And with that play, that's another $50 donated by Sheriff Norman Chaffins to the Grayson County football program. He's up to $100 this year. And, Kaylor, I think we almost need to call that play that Grayson had, since it's Grayson an interception, so that he has to dole out. And I think for that play, that one should cost $100.
I mean, because it got a touchdown, too, I think you have to do the double win.
Well, I think maybe since it's his son, we make it $150 then.
Well, let's just keep adding.
8:26 to go here in the third quarter. Grayson has a chance to add to the lead. Speaking of adding, pitch down here to the near side. Hanshaw, he's going to turn upfield at the 30 and dive forward and get maybe one. For a second there, Kaylor, I thought Hanshaw was going to fly and throw.
Yeah, he was kind of hesitant for a little bit back there, so I was like, is he setting up the halfback pass? But I looked down at our receiver, and he wasn't going anywhere, so I was like, well, unless he's trying to set the block set up.
It did look like, though, that, and I mean, Hanshaw, I haven't seen him pass. He can throw.
He can.
And I've been told that he has, I mean, he doesn't have as good an arm as Colby, but he's, if that play happens, he can make the pass.
It does the job because a halfback pass, more than likely, the receiver's wide open.
In the eye will go Grayson. Misdirection, counter play. Hanshaw speed up that far sideline to the 35, and he's brought down up to about the 37. Really patient run there for Caden Hanshaw. And I think that, for me, is the thing that might stand out the most about Hanshaw is his patience.
He lets the block set up. He doesn't try to beat the blocks to where they're supposed to be. He knows that he is supposed to be behind certain guys, and he lets those guys get there before he does.
21-0, Grayson County on top, 7:12 left here in the first quarter, or in the third quarter of play. Cougs up 21-0, and it'll be third down and about 5 for Grayson, placed on their own 37-yard line. You got the whole playbook here.
Yeah, I mean, there's anything.
Offset I formation, Hanshaw the deep back. Pitch to Hanshaw up the far side. He drops the ball. He's picking it up, trying to curl back here towards the near side of the field. Breaks one tackle, and he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. That's probably one that he just needs to fall on.
Yeah, but hats off to him for getting it back to the line of scrimmage.
He did. And now the Cougars will be forced to punt for the first time tonight. Lane Beasley goes back, and he had about a 40-yard punt last week. I really like what we've seen here from Lane Beasley for being thrown in. I mean, he had a really good onside kick attempt. McLean just got it, and then you got a turnover, so it really didn't matter. Back deep to return for McLean County, standing back at the own 25-yard line. Not a good snap. Beasley gets it, and that's a good punt. High into the air, bounces at the 35-yard line, takes a big McLean County bounce, and looks like, in fact, it keeps going the wrong way, as falling down on top of it might have been.
I don't know what that McLean County player was doing.
I think that might have been Cornwell that came down and fell on top of it.
No,
was it Camden Cornwell?
There was a McLean County player running in and
tried
to recover it. The ball's coming to you. I don't know why you're risking bobbling that and turning it over.
5:59 to go here in quarter number 3. McLean will have it on their own 40-yard line. Last two drives have ended in turnovers for McLean. You had the weird fumble, block punt, interception, whatever you want to call it, for Grayson Chaffins. And then you had the interception by Jaron Van Meter in one of the easier interceptions he's going to have all season as it was thrown right to him. (21-0) Grayson County leads. Pass down to the near side of the field to the 40, outside the numbers, and Mason Carroll wraps up on the run down here to the near side. Pass completion to Walters, and he gets it up to about the 48-yard line.
And McLean's going to be closer to in a mode right now where they got to pass. I mean, this is a 3-score game. They can't sit in their traditional offense and just pound and pound and pound and pound because it's not been working for them. They
haven't really stopped Grayson in this game.
I mean, so they have to start scoring quick, and they know they have to pass to do that.
Placed on the 48-yard line, 2nd and 2. In with this weird formation. Pistol with each wingback. One of the wingbacks shifts, then goes back to the far side. It's right up the middle. Did the ball come out?
Yeah, I thought because the quarterback.
It did come out. Weston Green made the tackle, and no, it looks like Baldwin did hang on to it. Or if he dropped it,
I think the quarterback was trying to pull there the way he reacted after he gave the ball, but the running back in those situations might clamp if he feels like it.
3rd down and 3.
I've been in those situations as a quarterback, and when they clamp, it's not a fun situation because there's a lot of times that you want the ball to be pulled.
Those running backs are greedy sometimes, aren't they?
They can be, but the quarterbacks are too. I'm not going to lie.
I was going to say, quarterbacks are never greedy.
No, we aren't.
In the gun.
There's
that triple reaction on the misdirection. It's going to be enough for the first down as Rice got it. Not really sure what to call it. It's not really a triple reverse. I don't really know what to call it.
It's more of a double reverse, I guess. I mean, you're going one direction and then back.
Yeah, because it's a handoff. So what they do is they give it, the quarterback gives it to the right wing back who comes here towards the near side, and the left wing back then takes it back the far side.
It's going the initial direction. It's just hitting a different hole.
And it's 4 yards on the pickup. They needed 3.
I mean, they played that play a lot better than we did last time, though.
4 minutes left in the third quarter of play. Grayson County hangs on to the 21-0 advantage. 1st down and 10. A wing on each side. And they give it to the far wing, coming down here to the near side, and Grayson County shoves him out of bounds. Nice play made by the Cougars. They're going to keep him in bounds is what they're going to say. Aiden Bolden. They've done a really good job shutting down Aiden Bolden. Bolden entered this game averaging 13.4 yards per carry, and he has been really a non-factor in this game. 2 yards on the run there for Bolden. If you're holding a guy that's averaging nearly 14 yards a carry to 2, that's getting it done.
Yeah, double-digit difference is huge.
I'm sure Brian Jones would have been happy with 5.
Yeah, but who's going to complain about 2?
No. Knowing him, though, he might say he'd rather have 1.
I mean, I would. I'd rather have negatives, but
that's not always the most realistic thing in the world.
it's really hard to do.
In the gun. And some movement.
False start.
That's been the biggest thing here, Grayson, too. Last week, penalties were huge. I don't think Cougars have been called for their penalty tonight.
I don't think so either.
Off the top of my head, and if it is, it's just been 1.
It's been very minor.
And that was, in a lot of ways, you could say the reason they lost last week.
Penalties did kill them, yes. I mean,
timely penalties, too.
It's not that the volume, it's when those things happened.
2nd down and long for McLean County. Wingback shifts in motion. It's a fake handoff. Klein keeps his feet going. He throws over to the far side of the field, and it is in and out of the hands. That would have been enough for a 1st down and more, and Walters can't hang on.
I mean, you got lucky there. I mean, quarterback couldn't have handed it to him better.
It was a good throw, especially because he fell down when the play started. Right, he slipped. Yeah. And as a quarterback, too, when the turf monster gets you, that's a lonely place to be.
Yeah, because, I mean, you can't make it look like you tripped over somebody else.
See here, I was wondering, Kaylor, where our good friend Roger Lush was. And apparently he's been driving. And he drove the first half of the Edmonson County game and watched the game from his couch the second half. And things didn't go well. So he says that he's no longer driving, but is willing to get back behind the wheel if the momentum shifts.
That's a sacrifice. I like it.
3rd down and 13. Rice, fake the handoff to him, throwing down the near side. It's complete to Walters, and he's wrapped up by his ankles, and then someone comes in to clean it up across the high side. Looked like coming downhill was Jaden Kinney to help out. Maybe it was Kenton Cornwell. I think Kinney and Cornwell combine on that, and it'll bring up 4th down and 8 for McLean County. And with 2:15 and counting left in the third quarter, they might have to go for it.
Yeah, they're going to have to push it.
Because you got 14 minutes left in this game, and you're down 3 scores.
And you've not shown that you can score quick, so, I mean, you got to go.
And Grayson, you stop them here, you have a chance to put a nail in the coffin.
Yeah, you score again, the dagger's basically in. So, I mean, this is a huge possession right here.
And they are going to leave the offense on the field. You have almost 3 wingbacks out there for McLean County. One of them shifts in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Klein rolls out to the far side. Now he's going to run. Scrambles up the far side. Throws at the line of scrimmage, and it is a great catch on the far side. Did he pull it in? He did.
I'm very sure he was past the line of scrimmage.
It was
when he threw that.
really, really close.
But the rule is any part
of your body behind, yeah.
Any part behind or touching the line's fine. So, I mean, that back foot was probably right on the line. It's a harder angle from up here.
18-yard pickup. First down, McLean County. 1.5 left here in quarter number 3. Grayson County has the 21-0 advantage.
But that is a heads-up play by him to know he's running up right on that line of scrimmage, and he has got to get it out.
First down and 10. Klein's made some good throws in
this
game, and he had the big run as well. It's a 4-year starting quarterback, and he's looking like it today. Faking the handoff, Klein to pass up the far sideline, and it is incomplete. Broken up by Caden Hanshaw.
It's a good play. Find the receiver's hands.
The closing speed. So it was intended, I think, for Whitaker on the far sideline.
I mean, because Caden was initially beat. And truthfully, if Klein throws a better ball that leads him a little more, that's more than likely.
A touchdown.
Yeah, it's a touchdown. But he underthrew him a little bit.
Second down and 10. 1:02 left here in this third quarter of play. Grayson County has the 3-score advantage against a very talented McLean County team that had dominated their first 2 games of the season. And that has to play a factor, too.
Yeah.
They've not faced adversity at all this year, McLean.
And I think that has
Sweet play far side and wrapped up. It was kept actually up the middle. And pick up about 2 yards. Braden Mudd in there on the tackle. Mudd's played a good game as well. We've called his name a lot.
I think that hurt. Honestly, it did hurt McLean. Not having anything really bad happen those first 2 games. You don't know how to deal with it when somebody does hit you in the mouth and you're down by 3 scores. You've never played in that situation.
Whereas Grayson in their first 2 games.
Yeah, we've been down.
Or had your back against the wall in Edmonton. You've had really both. And I think you're seeing that come and be a factor. 3rd down and 7. In the gun goes Klein, and some movement happens, and false start. It's about the 3rd or 4th false start. Back to the 32-yard line, and that turns 3rd and manageable into 3rd and long.
Yeah.
18.2 seconds on the clock here in this third quarter. And now they theoretically would not have to snap the ball before the quarter break.
I would expect them to
run one more play. And then you can think about what to do on 4th down get a free time out there. Klein will snap it. Fakes the handoff, throws over the middle, hits him in stride. It's complete at the 20-yard line. Big tackle from behind, but not before. The first down pickup for Aiden Rice kind of came out as one of the tight end positions, and that will end up being down to the 18-yard line, and looks like it is enough for a first down. Come back. End of the third quarter, Grayson County on top 21-0, but McLean County is knocking on the door. This is Cougar Football on K105.
How do you define success? Is it in the mastery of skills, in teamwork, in responsibility and self-discipline? Is it found through communication or through problem solving, innovation? Is it in the inches of small victories that lead down miles of self-discovery to a destination where potential and purpose meet? Prepared and confident, Grayson County Schools. Success is what you make it.
Grayson County on top in this ball game, 21-0 as we start the fourth quarter of play here. And if you're wearing orange and blue, you got to be feeling pretty good, but you don't want a touchdown to come in quick because then McLean gets some of that good old Uncle Mo wearing maroon.
Yeah, and he's fully dressed in orange and blue right now, and you don't want that to change at all.
He's wearing like the Mr. Spirit hat right now.
He's got the foam finger and everything.
Or is Mr. Spirit at the volleyball game the other night, Kaler? I saw you there at one point. I don't know if you stayed. He brought out the pool noodle.
I did see that.
Which was interesting. First down and 10 for McLean in the red zone. Handoff right side, and actually no, throwing over to the far side of the field, and a penalty flag's going to come in. And that might be pass interference called against Grayson County, and slow to get up after the play.
I don't think that would be on us. That we had our head turned to the ball, so I would, if anything, that's a PI on them.
We're going to see what the call is, as that was fooling me on the play action, and Grayson County does have a player down on that far side of the field.
I think that's Henshaw.
I do believe it is.
That's okay. That's a bad call.
Pass interference called against Grayson County. Trainer Scott Ballman is going out to check on, and Caden Henshaw immediately has his leg in the air, which to me says cramp.
Yep.
And that's what it appears to be. So that, if you're Grayson County, yeah, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
Because Caden has had a very good game.
Well, I mean, the good thing about that pass interference call is it's only half the distance to the goal.
So it ends up being your ever popular 8-yard pass interference penalty.
Yeah, I mean, happens
or
all the
9,
time.
Sorry, down to the 9-yard line.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, especially in high school, right? In the NFL, I guess you can theoretically have a 9-yard pass interference.
If it happens there, yeah.
Henshaw is still down on that far side of the field. Grayson County next week. In fact, Brian Jones looks like he's trotting out to talk to, well, nope. Oh, he's got a water. That's what he sees. He's calling for a water from one of his water boys.
Need to get some mustard down there.
Mustard or pickles or
something.
And Henshaw's on his feet. I think Brian Jones is saying, man, I'd ran all the way out here to check on you, and you get up right when I get here.
Yep. Ran out here for no reason.
And because the trainer did come out onto the field, he does have to leave the game for one play.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, Grayson County will be back here at home. They will host Butler County. And then the week after, Kaler, is district play. You host a Moore team who is 2-0. They're feeling good about themselves. They defeated Frankfort late last week. I think it was on Friday. They had a bunch of games moving around. It might have been on Saturday. They're in the Louisville area. And then tonight, I'm not entirely sure who they're playing. If I was good at my job, Kaler, I'd have found that out.
You know, there's too many schools to deal with. This is the one that matters.
It is. And the Grayson County's opponent next week, Butler County, they were losing, but we're coming back. We'll try to see if I can't quickly find that score update for you as they're facing Warren Central today. I do a quick scroll through and can't find it in about 30 seconds because we're back to action. First down and 1 coming up here for McLean County. Handoff. Left side, Walters picks up the first down. You know, the ever popular first down and 1.
Yeah, it's a very hard first down to get, actually. It's kind of a waste.
4-yard pickup.
I know, I mean.
First down now here. So now it's first down and goal from the 5 for McLean County. This drive started all the way back at their own 40-yard line. Taking probably too much time off the clock. It started with 6 minutes left in the third quarter.
That's a good thing for us, is you're seeing how long this drive has taken them.
Baldwin to the right. Klein to pass, rolling out to the near side of the field, keeps his eyes open, now stops, now keeps going, throwing into the end zone, and it is caught! Touchdown, McLean County. Grayson County the Grayson County team is trying to tell the officials that it hit the ground, but it is pulled down.
We have the ball.
Looks like Walters came down with it, and now a couple of Cougars are slow to get up after the play.
But we have the ball.
They do signal touchdown, and somebody is out for Grayson.
I'm confused. How did we come down with the ball, but they score? Just because we're both the Cougars.
Trainer Scott Ballman and Dr. Isaac Miller are out there checking out whoever it is. I can't tell I don't know
Mason,
who it is.
maybe.
If it's down on the play, I can't tell. Well, let's see if we can't find out who's potentially on the field right now. That I don't see Mason Carroll out on the field.
Yeah, so Matthew just came in for him because Shane went in whenever Caden was out.
Brian Jones now is trotting over to check on the team, and the huddle looks like it's going to be done there by Kevin Embry coaching up his defense. So it'll be a touchdown for McLean County with 11:07 to go here in the fourth quarter.
The good thing is they have to do that 2 more times, and they don't have time to do that 2 more times like they just did.
The pass was to Walters as well.
I'm still confused how we had the ball.
It was a weird play. As he just kind of threw it up, and
like initially everybody around it signaled we caught it, but it's what the ref says, I guess.
They're continuing to look at the injured Grayson County player Brian Jones. Trainer Scott Ballman and Dr. Isaac Miller are checking him out. And I'm still not entirely sure as to, I think it is Mason Carroll. They've given me a little bit of a window to see if I can't look down and see who it is. Our new press box vantage point is good, but we got to find a way to get rid of our screen here.
No.
We got a screen in the window. Maybe I'll take that out before next week because it doesn't do us much good. Because we're looking through 2 panes of glass and a screen because we can only open 1 window. And most of the action happens to our left window.
Yeah.
But it is a touchdown, McLean County, regardless. And Brian Jones looks like he was calling for something on the far side of the field. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, as it is 21-6. Grayson County has the lead. Well, actually, hold on to that, as it looks like somebody is up on the play. And it does appear to be Mason Carroll, the injured Grayson County player. He is not putting any weight
on that right leg.
Yep. I'm not sure he's putting any weight on either leg. I think it might be trainer Scott Ballman and Isaac Miller carrying him off the field, putting all of their weight on him.
Well, it's good. Caden's starting to move around again. He's jogging.
McLean is going to leave the offense out onto the field on 2-point conversions this year, 8 of 13. They have not kicked an extra point or attempted one this season. Handoff, left side, Baldwin is in. 2-point conversion, good. Now we'll take the timeout. 21-8, 11:07 to go. This is Cougar football on K105.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran, and disability employer.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Grayson County on top of this game, 21-8, 11:07 to go here in the game. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you. Brian Jones has his team out there, and he's like acting like a basketball coach or something, and like
he's drawing up something.
Are you expecting an onside kick attempt here?
I would.
21-8, 11:07 to go. It looks like Grayson County is expecting one. They got the hands team out there.
Well, they're not. They don't have enough people. They only have 10.
You are correct. And, there you go. And they're going to send Ethan Mudd deep, but other than that, everyone else is up close. They're expecting an onside kick attempt for McLean. You got to recover this if you're Grayson. And it is an onside kick right up the middle attempt, and it is picked up, falling down. Great play, and just doing exactly what you were supposed to do. It was Conrad Raymond.
Don't try to make yourself a hero. Get the ball, get down.
Because you know what? He's a hero for doing that.
Exactly. He did his job. That's what heroes do.
I know that the Bengals, and again, I have to give at least one Bengal. I think I gave one earlier as well, but their special teams coordinator, Darren Simmons, says that the returner's most important job is to hand the ball to the official.
Yeah, make sure you have it.
And I love that to describe it is you don't have to be a hero.
No.
It's a lot better when you put the ball in the hands of a Joe Burrow or a Colby Chaffins instead. Pitch near side, Hanshaw on the run. He's at the 40-yard line, lowers the shoulder, bounces off of a man to the 45, up to the 50. Caden Hanshaw with a massive run. Lane Beasley comes over. And Hanshaw down on the sideline, and I'm not sure if he's cramping up again. He's down on the sideline. Ethan Mudd's going to trot in his place. 13 yards of the run for Caden Hanshaw, and he's been really good tonight.
Yep.
After the game, we're going to give the Sheriff Norman Chafin sponsored offensive player of the game, and I think we've got a leading candidate.
Yeah.
A wide receiver down here to the near side. First down and 10 for Grayson. They can put the dagger in right now with a couple of first downs. They don't even need to score. Handoff, Mudd on the run, crosses the 50-yard line, just kept churning those legs and gets down to about the 46, 4-yard pickup. I love that run there.
It's not a fancy or anything that's going to turn anybody's heads, but that's 4 yards, and it was a hard 4 yards too. He lunged forward at the end to kind of gain that extra 1 to 2 yards.
I know that you described Ethan Mudd as thunder.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thunder right there.
Yeah.
Second down and 6. Under center. Handoff. Mudd bursts through to the right side, down to the 40-yard line. It looks like if he doesn't get the first down, he's very close. Well, the near side judge does not have a good spot on that at all.
No.
Wow. They're going to say he's to the 42, only a 4-yard pickup. I thought that was closer to the 40.
I mean, that far side judge had him down about a yard short.
I thought that was a lot closer. Third down and 2, 9.5, and I think the biggest thing for Colby, too, Kaler, is he better be watching the umpire stand in.
Bleed the clock.
And when he puts that hand in the air, you do not snap the ball until he puts that hand in the air, which says 5 seconds, right?
Yep. And then you can kind of play with it for about 1 to 2.
In the eye. Nope, they're going to snap it. It's a quarterback sneak right up the middle, and Chafin's more than has enough. Picks up more than enough across that right side, gets down to about the 38.
It's a good thing about having a tall quarterback. Quarterback sneaks.
It's like the Josh Allen for the Bills, that he's just so big that
it's hard. I mean, you think about your Jalen Hurts, too. He just has those huge, powerful legs. He doesn't even have to be tall. He just gets low.
Or the greatest quarterback sneaker of all time is Tom Brady.
And he was not athletic.
No. I'm probably more athletic than Tom Brady, and that says
a lot.
Well, dang, you're not supposed to agree with that. You're supposed to be like, no, you're athletic.
Tom Brady was not very athletic.
First down and 10 for Grayson County. Pitch near side. On the run, turning upfield at the 35-yard line, now bouncing it outside the numbers to the 30, up the sideline, Ethan Mudd, and he was walloped out of bounds, but Mudd has enough for appears to be a first down Cougars, and an injury behind the play. Looks like it's from McLean County, and it looks like it's a cramp.
Yep, he's up.
And he's up, that's Aiden Rice.
The only thing I'd like to see out of Mudd there is stay in bounds.
Yes, because
we stopped the clock for running out of bounds, and that's something he's going to learn as he gets older, is game awareness.
Because I love that this backfield for Grayson, you lose Jaron Van Meter. I know we're talking about losing early, but Mudd, Chafin's, Hanshaw, that's
you still have a very solid backfield.
And Grayson Chafin's as well. You return on the outside along with Jaden Kinney. There's a lot to be excited about for the future of this Grayson County team. In the I formation, Grayson Chafin shifts from the near side to the far side. They're going to load up the offensive line, give it to Mudd on the run. Right side, Ethan Mudd keeps the legs going down inside the 25-yard line, down to about the 24. Mudd picks up about 3 3 or 4 on the run. Looks like officially to the 23, 4 yards. Grayson County on top, 21-8. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the game. And it is starting to feel good if you're Grayson. But one play can change everything. Handoff Mudd, 20, down to the 15, on the run right up the middle. Ethan Mudd, another big gain, gets it to 8 yards in the pickup. Hanshaw, tell you what, if I'm Brian Jones right now, I tell Caden Hanshaw,
take your time.
We'll see you next week kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
Mudd's running the ball really well. Hanshaw's clearly been dealing with some cramps. Just, there's no need to push it.
No. I mean, especially with Butler next week, which is a huge rival, you want to do your, honestly, other than district games, that was my most important game of the year. I know Edmonton's our biggest rival, but for me as a player, there was something between me and Butler I didn't like.
And I think for you, too, that game did not set well with you.
No.
The way it ended. And last year probably didn't set well that they got kind of embarrassed. Pitch down into the near side. Mudd turns upfield at the 10. He's inside the 5, back towards the middle. Down inside the goal line. Is he in?
Yep.
Touchdown, Ethan Mudd. Grayson County, a 15-yard run, and the daggers are coming out. You can put one in, McLean County. 6:38 to go. It's 27-8. Fireworks bursting over to our right. Mudd's first career touchdown. Not sure who's got the trigger on the fireworks tonight, but I like it.
They're pretty quick.
Lane Beasley trying to put it in. Low snap, it rolls on the ground. Beasley's going to pick it up, and he's going to be dropped.
Yeah, that's when as a kicker you just fall on it.
And that's kind of what he did. 27-8, Grayson leads, 6:38 to go. It's Cougar football on K105.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever. Victory over cancer. This victory isn't just happening. It isn't inevitable.
What does hope mean?
Now is our time, your time. You may save someone you love.
Time is very precious.
Today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. A victory that is there for the taking. Grab it. How was that?
Now that was a great halftime speech. Let's go win.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Are you looking for the best
County
building
leads this
materials in
football
Leitchfield?
game here, 27-8, 6 minutes and 38 seconds to go. And Grayson County, an 8-play drive, 63 yards. Takes about 5 minutes off the clock and ends in a touchdown. Art.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that could have got better is you take 6 more minutes off.
But you ended with 6, and that almost is equal to 6 minutes with how McLean County has moved the ball. It's an onside kick attempt, and it doesn't go 10 yards.
Yeah, can't touch it. Just touch it
And
anyway.
why did a McLean County player try and touch it? Because if he touches it, then it's a live
live.
ball. As falling down on it was Connor Ward, the sophomore. I'm
But
sure
I didn't
Zach Wagner's saying, just go away.
Yeah.
They can't do anything with it.
I didn't like how our kickoff team kind of had their backs turned to McLean, so if they wanted to run through and just grab it and go, they were gone. Kind of force a wall in front of it.
Just stand around it. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
just,
don't let them get through.
I mean, or touch it. Because
that's fine, too. I mean, the ball's going to be there. It's just like a punt in that situation.
Placed the 48-yard line of Grayson County. So McLean does have good field position. They're down by 19 points, and you got to pass here.
You do. That or some trick plays. So you got to be watching out for that if you're on defense.
It'll be interesting here to see, too, on how much of those trick plays that, you know, Zach Wagner wants to do down 19. Do you want to put those on film for the big games that count? Klein rolls out to the far side of the field. Now it looks like he's going to look to run, and he is. He gets to the 45-yard line, breaks a tackle there, breaks another one, and he's down to about the 41 on the run by Brody Klein.
You're fine with that. If he wants to try and do this with his legs and run the clock out, you let him. Just don't let him throw it.
6 yards on the pickup, and that's even better. 6 yards inbounds. Clock keeps rolling here. 6:10 and counting to play in the game. Second down and 3 for the Cougars of McLean County. Grayson County trying to move to 2-1 on the season. And we're going to have some motion. Yep, right tackle.
It's been that same guy all day.
That's what, the 4th or 5th false start called against McLean. And when you never want a false start, but you especially don't want it when you're down by 19 points trying to drive. And that also does start the clock. And you heard Zach Wagner on the far side of the field. I could hear him from here. He said, let's go. Like, you got to start moving the ball.
There's got to be some urgency at some point.
Klein to pass, rolls out to the far side of the field, steps up, lets it fly. He's got a man looking down the near sideline and is incomplete. As Shane Hall, the safety, was back there.
Shane's got to make sure at this point everything stays in front of him.
Yes, because he was looking right down the seam for Walters.
That ball was there.
It was a great throw.
I mean, it was there. It's just he's got to be ready to – he's got to know they're coming back.
And, Kayla, you'll say that's throwing back across his body. That's one of the toughest throws to make.
That and the fact that he has to put that not only from that hash. It was going to this hash over here. So, I mean, that's that's 30 yards down the field. That's a 45-yard throw that he made across his body.
Yeah. Klein's a heck of an athlete. Stands at 6 foot, 160 senior. He's a 4-year starter, and it proves.
Yeah.
Third down and about 8 for McLean County. Kept by Klein. Looks to pass, throws down the seam again. Far sideline, incomplete.
Had him again.
Again, yep. Shane Hall in coverage. And this is Shane Hall's first time ever playing defense.
He's got to realize that they're doing one thing, and that's running straight.
Fourth down comes up.
He's got one job. Just don't let anything deep by you. Stay in front of everything.
And here's the thing. And if you get beat, pull him down.
If you know you're getting beat and you see the ball looks like it could be caught,
pull him down.
There's nothing wrong with a 15-yard PI call.
It's
better
than
the NFL.
6. Yeah. Better than 6, especially when you're winning by 19.
Yeah, I mean, you have time to play another play whenever you do that. There are things called good penalties.
Would Brian Jones call it that? He might.
He might.
5.5 to go. 4th down and 8. Grayson County has a 19-point lead against McLean County. Klein sets up to pass. Throws again down the seam, and he is incomplete. Overthrows. Grayson Chaffins was in there on coverage, as was Shane Hall again, and that is a turnover on downs. Grayson County gets the ball back.
I mean, honestly, he had the curl out wide open at the sticks. He could have took the first down and kept trying to play, but got a little too greedy.
And that's tough as a quarterback because you want to be the hero when you're down by 19 points.
But you got to realize sometimes being the hero is making the boring play, so to speak.
Ball will be placed on the Grayson County 46-yard line. You hold them on that drive to 2 yards. Tell you, the Grayson County defense tonight, I asked Brian Jones, and literally on my question sheet, I don't have it with me, but I could show you that, and I think one of my questions was, your run defense has not been good. And it might even be on here on my sheet here. Rush defense has struggled, was the word I used. And they have been very good today. In the eye, Chaffins gives it to Mudd, who's blown up, but Mudd keeps the legs moving. He's going to end up losing a yard, but my goodness, Ethan Mudd almost got back to the line of scrimmage. He's incredibly strong.
I mean, that lower body of his is incredible.
That run kind of gave me some flashbacks of Q.
Yeah.
Where just the strength of those legs, because, I mean, Qdarius Jennings, his calf muscles were bigger than most players.
Quads.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I was going to say biceps. Like
even bigger.
Yes.
And I never saw the kid work out. I mean, I didn't.
He clearly did something right.
Yeah, I don't know what he did.
Second down and 11. Under center goes Chaffins. One running back behind him. It's probably Mudd.
He's waiting for the official. Yep.
Yep, there it is. Kenny shifts in motion from the far side to the near side. It's a pitch to Mudd. Blocker in front of him. Turns to the 45. Down across the 50-yard line. Nice run by Ethan Mudd. Following Winston Woosley. And Shane Hall to the 48-yard line. Gets about a 7-yard pickup. And you're looking at third down and about 4. 4:10 to go in the ball game. Grayson County looks to be well on their way to a big win against McLean County. And, I mean, I don't like throwing upset win, but I think McLean County was the favorite coming into this game without question.
I think this was a underdog, yeah.
And
I wouldn't consider upset, but we were the underdog.
And they sure as heck haven't looked like an underdog tonight.
No.
They've smacked McLean County in the mouth. Offset I formation, third down and 4. Again, Kinney shifts from the far side to the near side of the line. Fullback in, giving it to Mudd again on the pitch. Mudd is short of the first down marker, gets it to the 46-yard line, 2 yards on the pickup. Fourth down and about 2. And do you punt to try and pin him?
No.
You go for it?
Yeah.
You go for the kill shot here with 3:20 to go? I agree. I think McLean has not shown that they can beat you with the arm.
They've not shown they can stop you in the run. So, I mean, there's no reason that you shouldn't go for this.
Cougars obviously in no rush at all. I'm a little interested that Zach Wagner didn't take a timeout here. I mean, yeah, you're down by 19 points, but
you get this stop, you get the ball back.
Fourth down and 2. Offset I. Again, Kenny shifts from the far side to the near side of the line. Pitch near side, Mudd. He's up the middle. He's got the first down and more. Down inside the 40-yard line. He's slung down like a sack of potatoes, but not before he gets the first down. And Grayson County can start to open up the doors. I don't know, as the Western Kentucky broadcaster Randy Lee says, they can open up the doors and let the ushers in.
Huh, never heard that.
That's his go-to line when to wrap things up and say that,
game's over.
Game's over, because it is.
Pretty sure their first game's tomorrow.
Tomorrow they play South Florida at home.
You think I'd know that since I go there?
Well, facts are optional sometimes. Tops have high expectations for this season as well. Austin Reed, a really good quarterback. They just got to get a better freshman equipment manager.
I know.
First down and 10. I think he's defensive line one. I've heard he just leaves a lot to be desired. 2:10 to go here in the game. Handoff up the middle. Mudd, 35-30. Burst of speed down inside the 30-yard line. And Mudd gets it down to the 28. I'll tell you what. I think Caden Hanshaw is our player of the game, but Ethan Mudd's saying, hey, don't forget about me.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm in the backfield room too.
Under 2 minutes to go. Grayson County doesn't theoretically have to run another play. They could just run the knee, get into the victory formation, and get out of here with a dub.
That's what I would do. Risk no injuries. Just get out of here. You've made it out of here relatively injury-free besides Mason.
And Caden was dealing with a little bit of cramps, but it appears that it is just cramps.
So you can kind of get out of here injury-free, and that's all you really need.
It doesn't look like the victory formation.
Okay.
1.5 to go.
Send a message. I like it. Make sure they know who won.
I'm aggressive. If I'm playing Madden here, I never kneel.
Yeah, this would be a play-action shot if I was playing Madden.
You wouldn't have stopped passing, though, would you?
No.
I wouldn't have either. Mudd on the run, left side. He bounces it outside inside the 20, down inside the 15, continues to move and is thrown down to about the 13-yard line, 15-yard pickup. He does stay in bounds, too. He paid the price for it, down to 1:10 to go. And now they're back into the red zone, and I don't think Brian Jones probably wants that red zone percentage to drop down again. Will he try to punch another one in?
Well, it doesn't technically count against your stats if the drive never ends. If the quarter ends it.
It does technically go against you red zone-wise. Yes, it does technically.
Wow. That would have to have been asterisk by it.
Yeah.
Because we're in the victory formation, unless we fake it, which I would kind of.
45 seconds to go, and they're in the victory formation now. Cougars are going to come away with a 27-8 victory against McLean County tonight. The fans come to their feet here at Cougar Stadium. They were given a gift tonight of a great performance from this Grayson County team. They needed one in the worst kind of way, and they get it. They throw the kneel down. They won't have to take it. Did they do it? And they do. That's it. Grayson County picks up a big win against McLean County. They win the game by a final score of 27-8. It wasn't even that close. Cougars win the game 27-8. They are now 2-1 on the season. We'll take a break, come back, have more after this. This is Cougar football right here on K105.
How do you define success? Is it in the mastery of skills, in teamwork, in responsibility and self-discipline? Is it found through communication or through problem solving, innovation? Is it in the inches of small victories that lead down miles of self-discovery to a destination where potential and purpose meet? Prepared and confident, Grayson County Schools. Success is what you make it.
Cougar football on K105.
Grayson County wins tonight against McLean County by a final score of 27-8. Sam and Kaler will be back after this. Again, the final. Touchdowns by Hanshaw, by Van Meter, by Chaffins, and by Mudd lead Grayson to a big win at home tonight against McLean County, 27-8. We'll come back, wrap it up after this. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready. Because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike, or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
How do you define success? Is it in the mastery of skills, in teamwork, in responsibility and self-discipline? Is it found through communication or through problem solving, innovation? Is it in the inches of small victories that lead down miles of self-discovery to a destination where potential and purpose meet? Prepared and confident, Grayson County Schools. Success is what you make it.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever. Victory over cancer. This victory isn't just happening. It isn't inevitable.
What does hope mean?
Now is our time, your time. You may save someone you love.
Time is very precious.
Today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. A victory that is there for the taking. Grab it. How was that?
Now that was a great halftime speech. Let's go win.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars of Grayson County have picked up a big win tonight against McLean County by a final score of 27-8. Sam and Kaylor now join you here in the booth. And Kaylor, I think this game is about as good as you're going to get for this Grayson County team with some bad.
Yeah, I hope. When it comes to how we rebounded from mistakes, that was the best I've seen us play, and probably the best. Hopefully we can get better than that, honestly. But the best,
and you can,
yeah.
I think, and that's what has, I think, Brian Jones probably to have him be the most excited.
Yeah, and I mean, you can beat what we just played like, and that was one of the best games I've seen us play, probably the last 2 years. I mean, besides the 2 picks, the way we rebounded from that, I've not seen us rebound from adversity like we did this game. And this game as a whole is a rebound from adversity in the kind of the disappointing loss last week where you didn't have any business losing that game.
We will – oh, sorry. Coach Jones is walking up, so we'll take a break and talk to him after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran, and disability employer.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever. Victory over cancer. This victory isn't just happening. It isn't inevitable.
What does hope mean?
Now is our time, your time. You may save someone you love.
Time is very precious.
Today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. A victory that is there for the taking. Grab it. How was that?
Now that was a great halftime speech. Let's go win.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Cougar Football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars of Grayson County have picked up a win tonight against the Cougars of McLean County by a final score of 27-8. We're joined now by the head coach of the Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. And coach, last week I think I said, you're disappointed. And how I'll start this is, if I had told you at halftime, because Kaylor and I were talking about this, that you would have had 2 interceptions and given up a 75-yard run, you'd probably be thinking, ooh, uh-oh. And then if I would have followed up and said you'd be up 13-0, you'd have probably wondered, well, what happened? But you got to be thrilled overall with the way that your team responded.
Absolutely. And,
oh, here, let me try this again. I don't think I got you. Let's try this. I don't know why I don't have you on here. That's a little weird. Let me try this again here. Let's try this. I was going to say, I don't hear. Oh, you know what happens? You know what helps if I turn up the right I don't know why that's not working either. That's what let's try this again here. Well, I probably got some setting in here that's not working. Kayla, would you mind?
Yep.
We'll do that. You could probably stretch and do that. And,
you got me now?
Now we got you. That's a little weird. I'm hearing some.
Hello.
Okay, now I
All
got
right.
you. Okay.
So, even on the 75-yard run, we've got, Jaron Van Meter runs the guy down, doesn't give up a touchdown. And, so, yeah, we don't like the run, but I like the effort. And, I've just absolute effort across the board I felt like was through the roof tonight. We cut back on the mental errors. Some of the penalties that extended drives and things last
I don't think you had a penalty tonight.
last week. I don't recall one. And
pass interference, yep.
And that was questionable by a long shot. But I thought the guys responded really well. Started a little slow, I will say. We moved the ball, didn't finish a drive, and then just stayed the course, and just super just thrilled with how these guys played tonight. And going into the game, we talked about physicality and being the hammer, and I felt like we were. I felt like we were the hammer tonight, and we were the most physical team on the field. And I told them before the game, I said, most physical team is going to win this game. And we responded well. Defense was absolutely outstanding. Just couldn't be more happy with our effort, our physicality. Next guy up, Ethan Mudd, comes in and just seals the deal for us, is able to keep Hanshaw to recover from some cramping so we can keep him on the defensive side. Then late there we get Jaron off the field to, ensure his health going into the next week, and put Cornwell at fullback. And the guys just absolutely just played their butts off tonight. And it really had me amped up. It really did. That was good football.
I think last week I think there's probably safe to say you were at least somewhat concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And this week it was like a completely different team, and I think it starts really on the defensive end. Is McLean County, I told you in the open, I think when I asked my question, I said it might be the best rushing team that you're going to face all season. And you, other than one play, I think that, you and Coach Embry coaching up that defense probably couldn't be much happier.
No, that's not me. I don't want any credit for that. Coach Embry gets the game plan over there. He does, rolls that out to the guys.
And it was a phenomenal game plan.
He does the daily practice plan for the defense side of the ball, and he did an outstanding job of getting that group ready for tonight, especially with some similarities to the offense that we seen last week. They still pull a lot of linemen, try to get people out in front. Much more athletic quarterback, and he's the one that busted the great big run. But I felt like we learned from that play and made adjustments. They tried to come back to it a couple times, and it didn't hurt us anymore. So just great effort. Now we got to do some things. We've got to shore up PAT. And punt as well. We're skipping it back there to him, and so we've got to find a solution there to be able to make those, because Lane's a just fine kicker. I mean, he'll be fine, but we got to get it on the tee, and we got to get it to the holder. And he had a booming punt on one of his punts tonight. He's got a good leg. We just got to get him the ball and get him the opportunity to make the kick. So that's one thing that for sure stands out that we got to do better at. But just whole group effort, just awesome.
Grayson Chaffins tonight. That's one of the. I've been trying to figure out the word here for the last hour since it about happened in the game. The play he made on the punt, block, take away. I mean, it was an incredible play.
Yeah, it was outstanding. He just kept coming. Drake kind of pressured him and got him on the run. And I really think it was meant to be a fake.
I think so, without a doubt. Yeah.
Sawyer got him on the run, and then Grayson just did an outstanding job of staying with him, and then was able to get up in the air when he decided I better kick this, and then to take it the distance for a score. Like you said, just what a play. I mean, to block it and to take it the distance for a score. I don't know what the distance was, but it was a pretty good ways. Caden Hanshaw outrun the defense for 80 yards
81,
or so.
Yep.
That's just, like I said, I don't have a better word for just awesome the way these guys played tonight.
I think responding was a word that you wanted to see, even just from last week to this week, just in a broad sense. But I think, your game starts off with second play of the game. Tip ball goes up into the air, interception for Colby. Your next drive, you take it on your 15th play, interception, which was pretty much a turnover on downs on the play in there. And a quarterback in an offense could have hung their hat after a 16 or 15 or 16 play drive and said, well, heck, if we can't score on that, then what are we going to do? But after that, touchdown. And really the last time they stopped you was when you went into the victory formation.
Yeah.
The response, I think, on your offense has got to make you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like you said, responding from last week to this week, last week I felt like we weren't the most physical group. And then the response within this very game was just tremendous. Maybe we've discovered a mantra of be the hammer, because I think that's something that we're going to continue to preach, because tonight, like I said, we spoke about it before the game. I kept yelling it from the sideline, and I think that's something for right now we're going to stick with is to continue to be the hammer and be physical, and that will win us a lot of battles at the line of scrimmage. And the other thing I told them, and I felt like we were in a lot of one-on-one situations, and I told them, I said, either we're going to be better or we're not. It made the best man win those one-on-one blocking situations, and we won, a majority of those tonight, and that's what we get is 27 points and nearly shutting them out. They did a great job on that drive, but at that point the clock's our friend. And then they got a little desperation and started throwing the ball, and I felt like we did a really good job in coverage. Did a good job of putting some pressure on him, not letting him have all day. I don't recall him having, great big scrambles or anything like that. I'm not sure if he even tried to scramble at all, but if he did, nothing that really hurt us. So guys up front did their job, guys in the secondary did theirs, and so just defense was outstanding tonight.
Kaylor, I'd have you ask a question, but I guess you're not Mike. If you got something, you can yell it.
Yeah, that's going to be too hard to do.
Okay, yeah, we're just going to say it, and we'll talk next week. You've got a game, a Butler County team that lost to a Webster County team that you beat in a scrimmage, and again, a scrimmage, how much do you read into that? We can talk about that. They're playing Warren Central tonight. Warren Central's up 12 on them late in that game, happening, I think, down in Bowling Green tonight. Butler County, it's kind of similar to a McLean where they're going to be fired up, physical. It's going to be a war. They've gotten you 2 straight years. How do you take this and move it into next week before district play opens up, 2 weeks from tonight?
I think you just continue to try to add pieces and build on it. Continue to try to get guys back, because we still got some guys out. Jake Lashley back out of the lineup, and I do want to mention, Weston Green has done a phenomenal job for us, being that guy that we can move around on the offensive line. I know he had some snap issues against Edmondson, but then come back tonight with zero issues, has a heads-up nose all night, their biggest, best defensive lineman, and we have 0 issues. So I want to throw a shout-out to him because he did an outstanding job, because it starts with the snap, and he's touching the ball every play. So, so hopefully we can continue to try to get some guys back, and the game will be similar. It will be physical, but there's a little extra on it. I consider Grayson County, Butler County to be a pretty big rivalry. Depending
exactly
on
what he said.
Depending on who you ask in the county, there might be some people out there that would rather beat Butler County than Edmondson, and so it. We should have an edge this week at practice, just amping up for next Friday night, because it is Butler. It holds a little something different than McLean, and so we just got to build on it, and get to work on Monday and make some corrections from where we see maybe a few mistakes tonight, and continue to get better every day. And I like this team that played tonight. You see that team on Friday nights, and we got a lot of chances in a lot of ball games.
Coach, congrats on the win. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
That's head coach Brian Jones. Cougars win tonight. We'll come back, wrap it up after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
How do you define success? Is it in the mastery of skills, in teamwork, in responsibility and self-discipline? Is it found through communication or through problem solving, innovation? Is it in the inches of small victories that lead down miles of self-discovery to a destination where potential and purpose meet? Prepared and confident, Grayson County Schools. Success is what you make it.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Cougar Football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars are winners tonight against the Cougars. And it's Grayson County Cougars. I accidentally muted you there, Kaylor. And final score tonight, 27-8. And before I forget, because I'm bad at forgetting about this, we have to give away our Offensive Player of the Game, sponsored by Sheriff Norman Chaffins. The winner of the Offensive Player of the Game gets a challenge coin from Sheriff Chaffins. And I've been asking and pleading to ask when I might earn the right. So, Kaylor, am I the Offensive Player of the Game then tonight? Because I can get the challenge coin.
Myself, no. But wow. I do have the power to give that out to Caden Henshaw tonight.
Caden Henshaw is our Offensive Player of the Game, and I completely agree. I think 2 honorable mentions, and then 1 of an overall player of the game. I think overall, Jaron Van Meter was a menace on both sides of the ball tonight. And I think your honorable mentions, Ethan Mudd came in and ran the ball really hard. And then I think Coach Jones made a really good point. Weston Green as a center.
That's a hidden player that won't get the headlines. He won't get talked about. But he is just as essential to the success of the team as your running backs, as your quarterbacks, as your receivers, because without the ball getting snapped, there's not a play.
And, if you ask, you're a former quarterback. Your center was just here a few moments ago. I don't know if he's still, we can't see through the window, so we can't see him as he was. But he'll tell you how important it is that you can't touch the ball without him.
No, and you have to have a relationship with your center that is closer than anybody else.
Grayson County wins tonight by a final score of 27-8 against McLean County. It started all the way back. Grayson County, first play, 6-yard rush by Caden Henshaw, and you're thinking, okay, this is going to be good. Colby Chaffins throws to the opposite sideline. Ball hits off the hands, goes into the air, intercepted by McLean County. Then McLean turnover on downs. You're feeling good about, again, Grayson. Cougars turn that into a 15-play drive. 4th down and goal from the 5-yard line. It turns out to be an interception by McLean County, but the player tries to take it out of the end zone, so it's placed at the 3-yard line. Because of that, McLean goes turnover on downs, but that's turnover on downs because in that drive, maybe the biggest play of the entire game, made by Jaron Van Meter. Brody Klein, the starting quarterback, broke through a run big enough to drive a freight train through. And 85 yards, 75 yards, I don't remember. It was a lot of yards.
75-ish, I think.
A lot of yards is what it was. I think it was from the 10 to the other 15. So you can do math and figure that out. I think that is 85 yards. Yeah. 85 yards was how long it was. And Jaron Van Meter made, I think if we had a play of the game, that would be the play of the game. Tackling him, Grayson County forced him into turnover on downs. Then the next play, Caden Hanshaw, he says, oh, you go 85, I can go 81. House call. Caden Hanshaw goes in to put Grayson County up. At that time, 6-0. A punt for McLean County led to another touchdown drive for the Cougars, as Colby Chaffins found Jaron Van Meter on that little tunnel screen, and made it 13-0. McLean County got the ball to start the second half, went 3 and out, and ended up looking like they were going to go for it. Fake punt taken off the leg by Grayson Chaffins, taking it about 40 yards to the house for a touchdown. And Grayson County was in business. McLean gets the ball right back, and Jaron Van Meter, interception on the far side of the field, and it was looking like the dagger could be inserted. McLean County, though, after a Grayson County 3 and out, got the ball back, turned about a 14-play drive into a touchdown of their own with 11:07 to go to make it 21-6. But Grayson County turned to Ethan Mudd, who closed it out with a 15-yard touchdown run with 6:38 to bring us our final score of 27-8. Taylor, your final thoughts?
That was a much different team than I saw last week, and I think they have the potential to be a much different team next week, because if they eliminate those mistakes, that is a very dangerous team that I saw tonight.
I think if you're Butler County and you watch the Marshall County game, you were thinking, well, I can just go ahead and mark a big old W next to that. And now if you're going to go watch the film, you're thinking, well, I don't want to face that team.
Yeah, that defense especially was scary.
And I think Kevin Embry deserves a lot of credit for that. Maybe he deserves a challenge coin more than I do.
Probably.
Yeah, I probably don't.
He was on the 82 team too, so.
He was, and I was not on the 82 team. I was not even a twinkle in my mother's eye at that point. Kaylor, I appreciate it as always. That'll wrap us up on our coverage here tonight. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work. Your camera operators were Abby Howlett and Eli Smith, and your director was Trey Cook. So on a night where Grayson County picks up a win against McLean County by a final score of 27-8, for Kaylor Decker, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.